Championship Saturday on ABC Sports. From the heart of the South, the finale of ABC's Championship Saturday, matching two of the top quarterbacks in the country, their first SEC title game.
I want to beat Auburn. I want to win a championship and get an SEC ring.
Peyton Manning, Tennessee's classy quarterback. When you watch him, you can hear the violins.
I laid it on the line. I played hurt. Off the field, I mentally got prepared. I take Sam home every day, and I put so much into this team for this one game.
Auburn's Damian Craig, the whirling dervish, the unpredictable wisp, the saber dance. It's a cold, glittering night in Atlanta, and the first time in the SEC title game there are no Gators in the Georgia Dome. The moat has been forged by plainsmen and volunteers. The carriages have been arriving for 2 days. The ringing sound from Rocky Top and the defiant battle cry of "War Damn Eagle" echo across the city. There's a whole lot of orange in the Georgia Dome for the 6th SEC Championship game. Presented by Dr. Pepper. There may be greater prizes in the offing for these two teams, Auburn and Tennessee, but it matters little, it seems, to the players. Because since we've seen them here in Atlanta, they've talked of nothing but this championship game and the ring that goes with it. This is Auburn's only chance for a championship. Tennessee must win tonight to have any bigger hopes. Let's turn to Bob Greasy now as the thunder starts to collect here in the Georgia Dome, the teams coming into the stadium, and talk about what seems to me to be a showcase for quarterbacks.
Exactly, Keith. Two different styles. Damian Craig is a great athlete, a fierce competitor, but he's a one-man gang. They have no running game. He is 80% of the offense, throwing and running the ball he himself. All the pressure is on Damian. He has to have a great game for them to have a chance. On the other side, Peyton Manning. I think Peyton Manning is the best quarterback to come out of college in the last 15 years. He has some help, a running back by the name of Jamal Lewis. They have a running game. They have balance. But I can assure you one thing. If you're talking trophies, the only trophy that's on Peyton Manning's mind tonight is the Southeastern Conference Championship Trophy.
The Volunteers are 10-1. They are ranked 3rd in the polls. The Auburn Tigers are 9-2 and feisty.
Why are big clearance events usually clear out of what you came in for? Racks of this and this. Why is getting the exciting different stuff such a big deal? Should be a non-event.
There's a great selection of excitement in store at your Pontiac dealer. And now with 2.9% APR financing, you can get average finance savings of over $2,100 on the driving excitement you want.
Glad I beat the rush.
Oui, tu as la chance.
Yeah, I love chicken.
Get great value and selection at your Pontiac dealer. See one today.
You know, I liken this football game to a fight, a football fight for first place. Now, both teams lead with the pass, but Tennessee has a good 1-2 pass-run combination. What Terry Bowden of Auburn understands is his team lacks that second punch, the run.
They found Jamal Lewis. They became a complete offense. We've not become that complete offense. One game maybe against Georgia, a complete offense, but overall, we go into this game a little bit limping offensively.
And what they have to do, so they don't limp too much, is find a couple of good crutches. That is, somehow find a running attack and somehow get the wide receivers to make a big play for them on the offensive side, Keith.
All right, Lynch one, thank you. Terry Bowden, 5th season for the Auburn Tigers as head coach, 45-11-1. His first meeting, however, against Tennessee, they've not played since '91. Philip Fulmer, 6th year, his record 53-10 with the Tennessee Volunteers, and his first chance at claiming an SEC championship. The deep people to receive as Tennessee won the toss and wants the football. Auburn will kick it off. Tennessee wants the ball. The deep people are Wilson, Cedric Wilson, 14, and Brian Garden, number 3. The ball's in the air and gone from home, way back into the end zone. There will be no return. It'll be Tennessee ball, first down at the 20-yard line. So as Peyton Manning, who's become a folk hero in the state of Tennessee, comes out, there are his numbers on the season. So from the 20-yard line, the first snap of the ball game, the Tennessee Volunteers. Let's see if Manning gives it to Lewis to run it. Nope, he sends him in motion. He's out there as a receiver. They'll throw to him. He comes back to get it on a screen, and he pops out in the open. And it's a big play to start the ball game for Tennessee. Goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The Dr. Pepper starting lineup for the Tennessee Volunteers along the front. Right tackle is a 320-pound freshman, Cozy Coleman. You'll want to watch him. The receivers, number 2, Marcus Nash, the most dangerous. They do things after they catch the ball. The backfield, the world knows about Peyton Manning. You'll meet Jamal Lewis if you haven't seen him already, and you'll get to know him over the seasons to come. He's a dandy. So it's first down for the Volunteers, and Jason Bray is in the ball game, number 4 at a wide-out position. Manning pitches to Lewis, and he comes to the right side on a sweep. He is knocked down as he comes around the corner by Jason Bray. A corner coming up to hit him at the knees. The defensive front for Auburn, Dorsey in the middle, needs to generate some pressure tonight. The linebackers, senior Ricky Neal has 113 tackles. He's going to play hard along with Spikes. The DBs, there's youth. I mean, there's sophomores and juniors and a true freshman in the defensive secondary. And against Peyton Manning, that equals trouble.
Big trouble.
Second down. And about 6 as the play goes over the right side with Jamal Lewis, who is a 220-pound freshman from out of the city of Atlanta, and he moves the ball to the Auburn 47-yard line where Ricky Neal made the tackle.
So look at Jamal Lewis. He's averaging over 100 yards per game. That's third in the Southeastern Conference. He is the number 1 true freshman running back in the country. He rushed over 1,200 yards this year, Keith, and as we mentioned, once they found him in the 4th game, their offense was balanced.
It is 3rd and 2, the ball at the Auburn 47. Tigers right now show a 4-man front. Tennessee will throw. Manning pitched it once, throws it, fumbles it, ball rolls around, a fight for it goes to Tennessee. Marcus Nash caught it, tossed it up. Sean Bryson covered it, coming out of the backfield, the fullback.
Well, it helps to be lucky, Keith. Obviously, Tennessee is good with their quarterback and their wide receivers, but this was a fortunate break to get this ball back. Dumps it off to Nash, who's running a crossing route. Takeo Spikes knocks it loose. Tennessee gets it back.
And it's first down Volunteers, Auburn 40-yard line. Back to throw. Going big to the corner. It is touchdown, Tennessee. Fearless fight. The junior corner, Bray, got beat on the play as Price just went up and took the ball away and went into the corner. The extra point try now from Jeff Hall. The snapper is Kevin Gregory. The holder is Benson Scott, and the kick is good. And before you can take a deep breath, the Volunteers have jumped to a 7-0 lead. A 40-yard touchdown pass. Manning to Price.
We come here on a glorious quest, a search for that which can be found nowhere else. Where, in the trenches where mighty men clash, amidst the echoes of glories past, high atop Olympus. Oh, this is our quest. This is what football is all about. Now all I gotta do is find that nacho guy.
I'm grateful that Michael Garcia is in our lives.
State Farm, Mike Garcia speaking.
We had a house fire, a house burned.
That was a tough day.
They didn't treat us as a policy holder, they treated us as a neighbor, as a friend.
I gave him a check right away. We went from there to putting the pieces back together.
He's not a hero in the sense of a sports hero or a movie star. He's a quiet hero. He looks out for everyone in the neighborhood.
It's gone from being a slogan to really being my way of life.
My ancestor dreamt of winning the Highlands Open, but his golf wasn't up to par. So he designed a wider golf club for better control of his drive.
Surely, wider is better.
Improve your drive with the Wide Track Grand Prix Sports Sedan. Its unique Wide Track design sets the wheels wider for better control on any course.
My family crest still bears the proverb, Mashleha Nasher.
The Wide Track Grand Prix, driving excitement by Pontiac. Wider is better.
Tim shows Al the ropes at a singles bar, but nobody expected this.
I could always just drive you to work in the morning.
What kind of car do you got?
A new home improvement 80.
Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
Well, something killed our heat pump, and even when it was running, it cost an arm and a leg.
Well, madam, you should call your Train dealer. Have them install a high-efficiency natural gas furnace and cooling unit. Natural gas means warm air comfort and lower utility bills. These Train units are so durable. They come with a 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. And can be financed through Chattanooga Gas.
Call Service Incorporated.
Once again, Nissan has outdone themselves. Presenting the new Nissan Frontier, our new truck with impressive features, including the largest standard cargo bed in its class, a quiet, comfortable new cabin, and the most powerful standard engine in its class. Hey, did you expect anything less from the company who invented the extended cab? The new Nissan Frontier, a new way to enjoy the ride.
What do you do when your cash is low and you need groceries?
Check into cash.
What's check into cash?
It's a remarkable place to get instant emergency cash for a flat fee.
Check into cash.
Check into cash.
My checking account's low. I can't get what we need.
Go to check into cash.
Check into cash.
For a flat fee, we'll cash your personal check and hold it until payday.
Check into cash. It's a name worth repeating. Check into cash.
Depend on Neil Pascal for your Storm Track 9 forecast.
Has no running to speak of. Damian Craig's a one-man gang back there, and those wide receivers have got to help him. Second down and 10. They try to run and lose 2. Fred Beasley, the fullback, is hit about the time the ball got there by Raynoch Tuckson. The Tennessee defensive front, and this is a very active group. They'll part your hair for you. The linebackers, if Al Wilson's sore ankle holds up on the rug, that'll help him a lot in getting that big guy Little over to the middle linebacker and defensive end position.
Yeah, that's where they want it.
Quarterbacks are seniors, fair in games, and they're very good. But you want to watch where number 1 is. And if you're playing for Auburn, you better know where he is. Craig now flush. This is when he's dangerous. It's caught. And it is a big one for hit 4. Out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Corey Gaines ran him down. Don't ever give up on Damian Craig because he doesn't.
Well, this is where he is so dangerous, Keith. The coverage was there. There was pretty good pressure in the pocket, and Damian just took off. He's got pretty good coverage, pretty good protection, and the coverage is there. Now he's creating. Hicks Ford just takes off downfield. Doesn't see the ball coming. That's number 9 is Noel. The first big play for Auburn.
69 yards, and it's first down at the 13-yard line for the Tigers. And Craig hands it to his tailback, Rusty Williams. And Rusty has all of the rust knocked off on his first carry. He stopped right about the line of scrimmage.
So
Auburn, Keith, has just not been able to do anything on the ground, running the football. Take a look at this. They're 16th in passing in the nation, but they're 109th rushing. They average only 82 yards per game on the ground. There's only 112 teams in the NCAA. They can see the bottom from there.
Second down, 11. Craig out of the shotgun. Little's coming. Craig takes off, gets his ball away, and it is incomplete. And he is knocked down. Corey Gaines fought his way through the traffic and got him. That time, Leonard Little had moved over to a defensive end position.
Yeah, the referee, Al Ford, kind of gave Terry Bowden and his Tigers the benefit of the doubt there. That could have been called intentional grounding, but wasn't.
It is 3rd and 11. You've got 3 wideouts. Craig deep. Snaps a little off the target. Passes away, and it is incomplete. Tyrone Dillard may well have been the intended receiver and was knocked down as he was working his way downfield, and Damien has spoken about it.
Well, it's going to come from the left side of your screen. Right there in the middle, right there. Yep. Little, number 1, knocks the receiver off. If the ball's in the air, you cannot hit a receiver. It looked like that ball was in the air.
So it's Garrett Holmes who had that terribly dramatic field goal to win against Alabama.
This is big here, Keith. Just get on the board.
30-yard try. Big leg here, and it's good. He has kicked 11 consecutive field goals. It's 7-3, Tennessee.
Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. Mama, man of means by no means, king of the road. 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8-12 4-bedroom. Mama, man of means by no means, king of the road.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Why are big clearance events usually clear out of what you came in for? Racks of this and this. Why is getting the exciting, different stuff such a big deal? It should be a non-event.
There's a great selection of excitement in store at your Pontiac dealer. And now with 2.9% APR financing, you can get average finance savings of over $2,100 on the driving excitement you want.
Glad I beat the rush.
Oui, tu as la chance.
Yeah, I love chicken.
Get great value and selection at your Pontiac dealer. See one today.
The SEC Championship, presented by Dr. Pepper. This ABC Sports Exclusive brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. The 1997 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with attitude. By National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. And Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. The Auburn Tigers on a cold, clear night in the house, thank goodness, because they're talking about it going down to the middle 20s tonight around the fifth Atlanta. But it's clear. Here's the kickoff by Jared Holmes. It bounces at the 6 and goes beyond the field of play. Now let's spend a moment with Lynn Swann.
Well, Keith, you know, it's very interesting when you have a scrambling quarterback like Damien Craig for the wide receiver. You basically go out every time thinking about running 2 patterns. One, the pattern that's comes into play when he begins to scramble. And as a receiver, you have to know where the open area is, where to come back to your quarterback. And in most cases, you always want to come back to the quarterback. But in that case, where they had the big play, the receiver was smart because he do have the open foot behind him and the quarterback who could get it to him. Pete?
Thank you, Swanee. Never give up, like I said, because Craig doesn't understand that word. Peyton Manning sets the Volunteers in motion with a quick pass thrown to Fearless Price, and Price paid it that time as he took a wallop from Rob Payton.
Peyton Manning has 3 receivers that have caught over 40 passes or more coming into the season. If you jump down to the bottom line, you'll see the touchdown passes. The reception, 67 for Nash, Copeland with 54, and Price, who caught the touchdown earlier, comes in with 40.
Just inside the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, it's 7-3, Tennessee. Volunteers with the ball, 2nd down and 6 at their own 24. And penalty flag and a whistle. And they burn the clock.
Before the ball was snapped, movement by the offensive line, 5 yards.
And moved too soon. It's very difficult here when you have this much enthusiasm bottled up in under the roof.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is loud.
Oh, it's loud, and the players are all hyped up. They've been looking forward to this. I mean, this is the first time Auburn and Tennessee has been in this extravaganza. It's always been Florida representing one side, and then Alabama and Arkansas once for the other.
Now Peyton's calling his play at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, 11.
Everybody's up there, all 11 at the line of scrimmage.
And Tennessee's got it back. So that's twice the Volunteers have had the ball come loose, and each time they've been able to cover it. This time it was Riley.
What you were talking about, he checked off the 31. What's 31? He thought it was a running play. Peyton had checked off because he saw all 11 at the line of scrimmage. He was going to throw a pass to the wide receiver, but because of the noise, the tailback, Jamal Lewis, didn't hear him and didn't get the snap count and ran into him.
And about the time big old Leonardo Carson arrived and the ball came out. But the Volunteers remain lucky here in the first quarter. They lead by 7-3. The ball is now back at the 11-yard line. The pressure coming. Manning's pass is incomplete, and Manning is taken down. Pass intended for Copeland, but it was Jason Bray who came in on a blistering blitz.
Well, one of the things they want to do, only have a 3-man line here. Peyton's thinking about that, but the corner comes off the edge on the short side of the field. Watch Bray. He gets there just in the nick of time to force him to throw an incompletion.
Chris Hogue is in to punt, averaging just under 40. Very consistent punter at the low line drive. It runs Marquise Cooper back to the 32, looking for some daylight. That's too much hesitation. You can't be toe dancing around back there. They'll give you a tutu. You got to put your head down and go north to south. So the Volunteers eat him up.
Turn it up, look to pump, slam dunk. In line, online, stuff the net, Dr. Pepper, taste to get. Blue jeans, fly machine, football hurdle, they show. Free to vote, yeah.
What are you doing? You can't spell Pluto.
I do not dabble when it comes to Scrabble. Watch me now.
You're getting on my nerves.
Prolific, as in prolific score.
The Iceman spelling prolific.
Quite a coincidence.
Hey, give me
And he gets the double word score for that,
Hey,
coach.
that's like Penny spelling unstoppable. Penetrate or MVP.
Well, if you spell it, shrimp.
You got me, Chuck. You should be on stage telling your funny jokes. Come from miles around to see the funny man, Chuck.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
Tennessee leading 7-3. Auburn's ball at their own 40-yard line. Prime time here on ABC. Monday, Hugh Downs will take you on an incredible journey into the tombs of the pharaohs and their amazing secret, and all new tales from the tomb Monday. And live at 9 Eastern on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams are at 6 and 7, so it's a big game for both of those teams.
Still got a chance to get in.
First down, and Tennessee turns it loose. Craig runs away from it, throws hard, and the pass can't be handled by Hicks poor. That ball was a hummer.
Yeah,
and old Damien's looking at Hicks saying,
you got that. You got that.
Make those
you got to hit that, Keith. You're right. He's outside the pocket. Here's a look at Damien's numbers on the season, but when you're outside the pocket like that and you got a man bump and run one-on-one, the receiver turns around, you've got to hit that one.
So it's second down and 10. It's the wideouts for Auburn that will make the difference in this ball game. If they don't come up with a better effort than they had against Alabama, I don't believe they can handle it.
Damien gave him some heck early in the season. He'll yell at him.
Behind the line of scrimmage, Fred Beasley is walloped by Darwin Walker. Linebacker popped right through the hole, and Beasley never had a chance.
Neither team, Keith, has a dominant defense. Tennessee's defense in the nation is ranked 39th overall, so they're not in the top 25, but they're solid defense, but not dominant. And there's the leader of the volunteer defense right there, Leonard Little.
Third down and 15 now for the Tigers. Craig gives the ball away to Rusty Williams, and Williams will get up to about the 42 and stop there. And the Tigers will have to punt. Well, the last time, Brother Bill Oliver was able to get some defensive pressure on Peyton Manning. Let's see what he can do this time. Dropping back to accept the punt is Terry Fair, number 13. He's a defensive back. And it's Jared Holmes who does all the kicking for Auburn. And it's a good punt. Back to the 12. There's a veteran. And comes up to the 20, and there's a penalty flag thrown from the official on the far side. Jared Holmes' punting average is at 43 yards per, roughly. Al Ford.
During the return, block in the back on the white team. 10-yard penalty, first down team.
So that for you, Bud Williams, the umpire, Billy Shore, the linesman, Paul Capisco, the line judge, side judge is Ben Oldham, field judge is Stanley Dixon, the back judge is Ned Wilford.
First series, Peyton looked at across the line and saw a normal defense. The second time, he saw a nickel package on first down, Keith. Brother Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, going to change it up on him.
It's at the 11, and it is first and 10. Peyton changing his play. It's dangerous in a place like this. You can't hear. This is Jamal Lewis. And Lewis is anchored down, first off, by Ricky Neal.
There's Bill Oliver, one of the fine defensive coordinators in this country, Keith. He was at Alabama for a while. In fact, he is the only guy that's ever been in this championship game. He was here with Alabama, but the game within a game. Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, and David Cutcliffe, the offensive coordinator for Tennessee. Cutcliffe on the first drive, that long pass with a touchdown on first down after the ball was fumbled. Be a great battle within a game between those two guys. And Peyton Manning calling the controls at the controls. Pretty good.
Second down and 8. Ball is thrown to the outside to Nash. Ball is on the ground. Low, picked up by Auburn. Touchdown. Brad Ware. This time Tennessee fumbled it and didn't get it back. And the Tigers put it in the end zone. And the freshman knocked it loose. Larry Thatcher. Pass was completed to Nash. Nash was hit, and the ball came out. Jared Holmes now for the point. It's good. At 5:36 to play in the first quarter, the Auburn Tigers take the lead 10-7 over Tennessee.
Just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave. Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face, just right.
Can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave. Remington's new dual micro screen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
In a perfect world, golf balls would taste more like gumballs. In the real world, Diet Dr. Pepper does taste more like regular Dr. Pepper. It's the taste you've been looking for.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success.
Beyond the field of play, it'll come back to the 20-yard line. Like so many times over the years of Southeastern Conference football, you seldom go down on a single hit. You'll get two. Casher on the bottom and Spikes on the top.
But Takeo Spikes, that's the second fumble he's caused here tonight. And Terry Bowden telling us yesterday that he's going to need some help. He's going to need some help from Tennessee, turning the ball, coughing it up. He's gotten it for a touchdown the other way here in the first half of the first quarter.
5.5 minutes to go in the first period. From the 20, Manning calling his play. Jamal Lewis. And Lewis gets across the 25 out to the 28.
Well, Keith, coming in this ball game, I talked to Brother Bill Oliver just on the sideline beforehand, and he's very realistic about this defense. He understood, after watching Vandy, how important it was that Auburn's defense take Peyton Manning out of his rhythm and also make some big plays. This defense came into tonight's ball game having scored 3 touchdowns prior to the one they just scored on the defensive side. That's the kind of effort he was hoping for, Keith.
Well, so far, so good. Lewis goes in motion from the deep back spot, handed to the fullback Sean Bryson, and the Tigers eat him up on second down and the long two. He didn't get anything. Takeo Spikes very active in the middle.
Spikes leads his team in tackles. Had a 65-yard interception return for a touchdown earlier. He is their marquee player, Keith. He has been outstanding for a number of years, and he's just a junior.
3rd and 2.
But he set the tone. He is aggressive on defense. They've got the ball to come out. They smell the blood. Now they can taste it.
The pass is good for the first down to Derek Edmonds, who had come in at the fullback position and slipped out there. And Edwards caught it right between the threes in front of the freshman quarterback Cassie.
I think the message that Auburn defensively is sending is you may have the stars, you may have the talent, the wide receiver, the skill position, and the quarterback, but we're going to get after you, and when you catch it, we're going to hit you.
Auburn has taken the timeout, and the time remaining in the first quarter of play, 3 minutes, 49 seconds, and Auburn leads by 3.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success. And at Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
10-7, Auburn leading Tennessee in the first quarter of play. Timeout called by the Auburn Tigers. Tomorrow night on ABC, Wonderful World of Disney presents the network premiere of the classic Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling, and then a National Geographic movie event, Aidan Quinn starring in Forbidden Territory, Stanley's Search for Livingstone. ABC tomorrow night. Ball just short of the 33-yard line. First down for the Volunteers.
11 guys at the line of scrimmage again.
And he's obviously
checking it out.
Puts air under it for Price, and it is incomplete. And that's a good job by Bray. Price beat him for the touchdown, and since then, Bray's had a solid lick on Manning and has been right in Price's pocket.
Well, everybody's up at the line of scrimmage. Peyton sees it. It's single coverage on the outside. Says, we'll take a shot at it. My wide receiver against your defensive back. Terry Bowden telling us yesterday that was one of his concerns was, can his corners hold up against Tennessee's wide receivers?
Got that same matchup down here at the bottom of the picture.
Same look. 11 at the line.
Pressure coming, and they force Manning to unload it. Crowd on the Auburn side hooting for a grounding call as Spikes came firing through.
Well, they're all lined up there again. All 11 are here. And here's Spikes right in the center guard gap. Now, somebody's responsible for him. Either one of the guard or the center is, or the back. If it's the back, he needs to step up around before the ball snap because he's never going to get there before the linebacker gets there. Brother Bill doing a nice job mixing things up early in the game.
It is 3rd and 10 from the 33.
Same look, all 11 at the line.
Puts air under it for Price against Bray. Can't make the catch. This time Bray won. So Price got his hand on it.
Yeah, you do that enough. 11 guys at the line of scrimmage. You're going to win some like Spikes didn't play before, and you're going to lose some with these wide receivers. Price and Bray right there. Nice job defensively.
And it's 4th down, and in comes Chris Hogue. His first punt was 51 yards. Markeith Cooper waiting for it. Bad kick. Off the side of the foot, bounds up into the air, and the Volunteers will down it at the 44-yard line of Auburn. A 24-yard punt. Tonight's aerial shots being provided by the Bud One airship, which reminds you that fresh beer tastes better.
I don't know, but I hope they got their jackets on out there because it was cold.
From the 44. Tennessee shows some blitz here. They knock Little down. There's the pass completed out of the backfield to Fred Beasley. You think when you get a quarterback running around, you've taken away some of his accuracy, but that's not the case with Grigg.
That's exactly right. And they're moving him. See how it's a semi-roll. They roll him halfway. Rodney Allison, the offensive coordinator, was telling me that Damien is very accurate against teams that just drop back in zones from the pocket. But they like to move him right and left against teams that like to blitz him.
2nd and 1. They try the run and get the first down with Rusty Williams carrying. Rusty is a sophomore from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. The man behind him, Jamontre Carter, is a freshman, true freshman from Pensacola. There's not a whole lot of depth in the running back position, and certainly not much experience.
And not a lot of production, Keith. None of the backs have over 275 yards. We've played 11 games.
DeMarcus Curry is out of the lineup on the offensive front at guard. P.J. Mears moves over to the right side, and Kendall Simmons comes in at the left guard position. All show blitz. Craig fakes the pitch. Sets up and throws a hunter. Caught by Tyrone Dillard.
They don't throw very often to their tight ends. In fact, Dillard came in with only 3 receptions. Here he is right here. He's just going to go up. Fake is going to be this way, and he's going to roll a little bit to our right. Top right of your screen, he just drills that ball right between 2 defenders.
And it's first down Auburn at the Tennessee 31-yard line.
You got to throw that ball to the tight ends a little bit now so they'll block for you.
Right. I know you love him. Rusty Williams in there for maybe a yard, no more. Corey Terry, number 22, a defensive end, got him. It'll be second down, and it's still pretty close to 10 yards. Number 83, Tyrone Goodson, has come wide to the bottom of the picture. And here comes the whip. And the pass is away for Goodson, and it's too high. Defended on the play by Terry Fair. Terry Bowden yesterday, I asked him to describe his quarterback, define him for us, and this is what the coach said about Damian Craig.
He makes them compete. He wants to win. He's always wanted to win. He was a state champion in high school, and those are the kind of guys that you want. So if there's a defining element of his personality, I can't say it's calmness, but it's competitiveness.
Yeah, you can just feel it when you're around it. Third down and 10. Hicks Poor is back in there. Tennessee now with 6 up front. Craig's pass is away down the middle. It's thrown incomplete. Eric Lowe got his hands on it. He had crossing people in the middle, and it was Dwayne Goodrich who came over and knocked the ball loose. But number 5, Karsten Bailey, had crossed right in front of him.
Yeah, he had a man. He's going to come from the right side. The receiver comes from the right side, but a defensive back is going to knock it down from the left side. This is not good offensive game planning when you have 2 receivers in the same area bringing defensive backs in that area. Could have been a touchdown, Keith.
Could have, yeah. They were set up for a field goal try for Jared Holmes. It will be a 48-yarder. He is 4 out of 6 between 40 and 49, so he's got plenty of leg on this. And apparently he has ice in his veins. He's a tough guy.
Well, you see Damian there. He's not happy because he knew that he had a touchdown and the other receiver should not have been bringing the defensive back into that area. He's upset.
Well, Bob, you know, it might be one of those plays that you're supposed to run at midfield, and then the receivers have to make an adjustment as you get down to the end of the end zone because the field gets compressed. Maybe the deep guy can't run down the middle and clear out. He's supposed to take it to the corner. There are just certain plays you cannot run once you get close to the end zone. That may have been one of them, Bob.
Good point. And why call it?
I agree with you.
I was waiting for the punctuation on that conversation.
I had to say that. I just had to get it out.
All right, here we go with this 48-yard field goal try. It's plenty of leg. Will it hold in? Yes. So Jared Holmes proved what his coach said yesterday. He may be our MVP, even though he's on the same team with Damian Craig. It's now 13-7. The Auburn Tigers have the lead. The Iron Bowl, everybody knows about that, the annual between Alabama and the Auburn Tigers, and it was Jared Holmes, after a small miracle, gave them the ball back on this play. Kitchens pass to Sissom. Sissom is double-teamed and hit. The ball pops out, and Auburn recovers it, and Holmes comes in and kicks a 39-yard field goal for an 18-17 win.
It was interesting yesterday what Terry was saying, Keith. He said Tennessee had Manning, and they got Jamal Lewis, and that was their spark, and that was their guy that really came in and beside their quarterback. Well, he said, we have Craig, but we didn't get a running back to come in and help us. But Jared Holmes, the kicker, has done for us what Jamal Lewis has done for Tennessee.
He is a senior from Clinton, Mississippi. That's the bad news. He's a senior. But probably good news for some team on Sunday. Here's the kickoff. A lot of air under this one, and it's going deep. No return on that one. We are at 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. And you're surprised, are you? Auburn 13, Tennessee 7.
Well, I think what you've got here, Keith, is a huge confidence swing to the Auburn side and a little poise check here. Tennessee's got to keep their poise now. You know, they're a little bit behind. They got jumped on. They had a fumble return for a touchdown against them. Time to just settle down and play. Keep your confidence and your poise.
Bryson's the man in motion. Throw the ball out there to it. No, number 12, Marcus Nash. And they know about Nash. I mean, the minute that ball looks like it's going toward him, every Tiger in the neighborhood jumps it.
Keith, Bob, I don't know what happened out there, but for a moment there, Peyton Manning tried to check out of the play. He didn't want it. He had a man in motion with his back to him who was not going to hear it, but he definitely wanted to check out of that play, Keith.
Lost a yard, second down, 11. Pass thrown down the middle, and it is short-hopped incomplete. Andy McCullough was the intended receiver.
Should have been caught. The ball was very catchable. But Auburn has gone back to their nickel. That's 5 defensive backs. It's just a little bit different style. The ball could have been caught, should have been caught. But Brother Bill Oliver, the coordinator, playing with Peyton's mind, said, all right, second time I gave you a lot of defensive backs. Now I'm going back to that. But not every time I'm going to do that to you.
Manning going again for Fearless Price. Bray covering on the play, and it is incomplete. So the water in that well may be getting a little thin. Chris Hogue comes out to punt for Tennessee now, and it'll be his third punt of the ball game. His last one was only 24. He shanked it. Got this one. That'll have frost on it when it comes down. Fair catch is called. It'll be Auburn ball. Just inside their 40-yard line. 42-yard punt and no return.
A little frustration on the sideline. I'm sure that Phil Fulmer is telling Peyton, and David Cutcliffe is telling, just settle down. You know, they're giving us some different looks. That time they had all 11 at the line of scrimmage, but they pulled out and dropped back into a zone. A lot of different looks, but that's what you're going to get when you go up against good teams.
DeMontre Carter, the freshman, is in at tailback for Auburn. I mean, he was playing in high school a year ago. Damian Craig gives it to him. He's quick. And he gets out to about the 42-yard line before Torrey Noel brings him down. He missed his hole. If he'd planted and got back to his right, there was plenty of room.
Exactly right, Keith. He's just a little excited. He's a little quick. He'll settle down and be a good running back, but he's fumbled the ball a few times. That's why they don't play him a lot, but he was a legitimate high school All-American.
After the first quarter of play, 13-7, Auburn over Tennessee. And we'll return after this message and the word from our ABC station.
Wouldn't you rather have something under the hood than on it? This is the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans, inside and out. This time, traditional luxury collected some dust. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
National Car Rental presents the drive for the national championship. The year 1958. On a rainy night in Mississippi, LSU needed a win against Ole Miss to extend their unbeaten, untied season. It was a titanic defensive struggle with the Bayou Bengals trailing 6-0. But the Chinese Bandits' defense forced a turnover, and LSU went on to a hard-fought 7-6 win on their way to the 1958 National Championship.
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental, especially if you're going to the happiest place on earth. Because as the official car rental company of Disneyland in Southern California, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Disneyland with National Car Rental.
You're watching ABC.
Oh, hello. You know, Sister and I just can't get enough of David Earl Hughes and Dexter. Afternoons on US 101. David Earl and Dexter have got Chattanooga's hot country, your all-time favorites, and the latest in traffic reports to keep you jam-free. We're talking informed and entertained. And the good tenants, too. They don't eat much, and they try to keep their room clean. Dexter, play nice, or you'll have to sleep in the crawl space again. Be sweet.
Depend on Dave Staley tonight on News Channel 9 at 11.
This has been the toughest ticket in the history, I think, of the SEC Championship. Commissioner Roy Kramer looking terribly pleased tonight with a total sellout, and everybody standing, a lot of folks standing outside wondering if all the seats were occupied. And I think the message is yes. 71,000 and something. We'll get the attendance later. Here's Damian Craig back to pass on second down. He throws a bullet. The pass is caught by Carson Bailey. And Bailey is very close to his first down near midfield, albeit the 49-yard line.
All right, we've played one quarter. Let's take a look at the numbers for the quarterbacks. Manning, 7 of 13, 90 yards and a touchdown. 3 of 9 for Damian, 91 yards. He hit that one big one for, I don't know what it was, 67 yards or something like that. 69. But I'll bet by the end of the night, Damian has more rushing yards than Peyton.
He got the first down.
And Peyton will probably say, that's just fine with me.
Carson Bailey made that catch, and I tell you, it was like catching a hot rock because he had, Craig had drilled it. Bailey, a junior from Sharpsburg, Georgia. Bill Fulmer's been very successful, succeeding Johnny Majors at Tennessee. Rusty Williams is the deep back now for Auburn, number 3. First down at the 49. Tigers. Craig still got it. Pressure coming. Steps away. Gets his pass off. Going deep down the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. Tyrone Goodson. It goes in the books as a 50-yard pass play. And Goodson beat Terry Fair on the play, but what a throw by Craig. Kick by Holmes is good. Auburn has scored 20 unanswered points.
Keith, the amazing thing about this is Damian doesn't set his feet. He throws his ball running forward, doesn't set his feet. That's an outstanding throw and a nice catch by Goodson. The safety should have been there, the free safety, but with the play-action pass and took so long to throw it, Damian just threw it deep down the middle, and good things are happening for the Tigers.
The ball was released, Bob, just as defensive end Corey Terry, number 22, got his hands on it. It was that close.
You know, Keith.
Yes, Wani, go ahead.
You know, Keith, Damian Craig challenged certain members on his football team. He's talking about his wide receiver. specifically Tyrone Goodson, about accepting the challenge and giving everything you have for this game. I think the entire offense accepted that challenge. People kept talking how the offense wasn't scoring enough points, how it was the defense that was going to have to do things for this football team. This offense has changed its tune for the championship game, Keith.
Well, I'll tell you, so far you're certainly right. This is Holmes. All 4 of his kickoffs so far have been touchbacks, but this one will be returned by Cedric Wilson. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Wilson's wishing he'd have left it alone because he stopped hard at the 17-yard line by Kincaid Pennington.
Look at Tyrone Goodson, number 83. He's had 2 bad games in a row. He's had shoulder problems. He has not played well when he was injured, and that was part of the reason that Craig got on some of the guys and said, you got to start playing. Everybody's banged up this time of year. You think that guy's not a competitor?
Yeah, he's probably over there in Tyrone's face saying, see what you can do, see what you can do. I've been telling you you can do that. Manning's having a hard time changing his signal, gives it off to Lewis, and Jamal Lewis picks up about 8 yards on that carry. But that end of the Georgia Dome is full of folks from Auburn, and they're not going to give him any help.
That's a good point, Keith. You look at the 50-yard line, and everything to the right side is blue and orange, and that's Auburn. And anything to the left side of this stadium is all orange of Tennessee.
Ball is on the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Tennessee. Manning stays in under the center. Pitches it back to Lewis. Lewis generating a cut and leverage and picks up the 1st down. Nolan brought him down. Had to go underneath the block to get him, but he did it. Jamal Lewis is a freshman. He is from Georgia, from Atlanta area. And he's going to be a great one, I think.
If you look at the first 3 games before, and then the last 8, he has made a big difference.
Look at the power from the waist down. He's a big guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's powerful.
Isn't this sort of an exercise in futility sometimes, though, to go through calling all of your signals at the line of scrimmage in a noisy place like this?
Well, if you want to get the right play on against the right defense, then that's what you have to do. But you got to make sure that everybody hears it.
Gain on that play is a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Old Peyton may run out of voice before the game's over.
Tennessee's first possession, they took it right down and scored. Their last 4 possessions have done much with it.
Call it 2nd down, the long 7. Manning moving a bit this time, throws, and he's got a man all by himself over there on his knees. It's Fearless Price. Price came back that time on Cashier, I guess, is the man who's in there at the corner right now. He and Nolan are the corners.
Just a little semi-roll and 2 receivers on the sideline. One short, one working up, and Peyton found him about 20 yards down the field. Little semi-roll helps the pass protection. Roll the quarterback, get him outside some.
And Price's catch makes it 1st down Tennessee at the Auburn 41-yard line, with Auburn leading 20-7. Here's a roll by Manning and a throw down the middle. He had him, but he overthrew his tight end, Antron Peebles. Antron is the target. 6'3", 247. It's like throwing the ball against the wall.
He looks bigger than 247, I want to tell you. He's a tight end. He only caught 2 passes this year. He was open, but Peyton had to throw it over a linebacker that was about 5 yards between Peyton and Peoples. He just didn't have enough gas to go get it.
2nd and 10. 11:37 to go in the first half.
11 guys at the line, Keith. There's that look again.
Stands up, throws quickly, and it is incomplete. Marcus Nash, number 12, who's double poison. He can really go when he gets a hold of the ball and gets some room. He had two people over there with him, Brad Ware and Antoine Nolan.
Here's a look now. Look at all the defensive guys are at the line of scrimmage. What Peyton does this time, he's going to throw it out here. But watch as this guy's going to drop off and come out and help double the wide receiver. That's a different look. Brother Bill, the coordinator defensively, is giving Peyton a few different looks and a few different coverages off that look.
3rd and 10. That pass is on the money, and it is caught by Jermaine Copeland. He caught it with his hand. And it's first down, Tennessee, at the 28-yard line of Auburn.
You like that, don't you? The Hawks
Yes,
catching it with his hand. You know, you don't see many doing this anymore. That's nice. I like that. Well, he's a quarterback. We expect an ex-quarterback out there catching passes.
They don't ricochet very often if you put that kind of a pressure on it when it gets there.
Big drive here now for Tennessee and Manning.
This is Lewis. Runs into 3 blue shirts on the corner and picks up a yard.
What I mean by a big drive, Keith, is, you know, you're down 20-6. I mean, you come in, you score first, and you think, well, you know, we're going to do all right in this thing, and then you fumble one, and they run it back for a touchdown, and then they get a big one for a touchdown, and you know, you start wondering about your confidence. You maybe lose your poise. But if you take one right back down and put it in, then you're back in the ball game.
I will never forget the Washington-Denver Super Bowl when Jerry Burns turned to me after Denver scored easily early and said simply, vault secure.
Yeah.
Penalty flags all over the place.
Before the ball was snapped, movement by the offense, 5 yards. Still second down.
These little kind of mistakes like this now, they can accumulate and they can get you beat.
Well, they're bothersome. I mean, they can be overcome, but they're bothersome.
Tennessee, 3 penalties for 20 yards. So far, Auburn zipped. Second and 14. Checks to the run for Jamal Lewis. Lewis is taken down at the 30, and one more time to KO Spikes.
You want to look at one of the best linebackers in the Southeastern Conference and maybe in the nation right here, Takeo Spikes. Been doing it a while.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
3rd and 12. You've got double trouble down here at the bottom of your picture now. Fearless Price is down here.
Now he throws a 3-man line at him. Instead of all 11 at the line, only 3-man line. Looks like it may be a zone.
He's looking for Price. He gets it. Good move by Price. Picks up 2 more yards, and it's first down Tennessee inside, just inside the Auburn 15.
All right, this is, you know, Brother Bill Oliver defensively is making him work. 3-man defensive line. The safeties are going to drop straight back into zone coverage. Peyton is going to read this at the line of scrimmage. Stop it right here. There you go. There's where he hits the receiver wide open. So ain't nothing easy about what's going on down there for Peyton tonight.
Just inside the 15. On this play. They call it Peyton's offense. I'll give him to Lewis. Much of the time, he has, in his senior season, called that check to the run. Rather, once Jamal Lewis arrived on the scene, he was able to check to the run.
Especially, and David Cutcliffe was telling me about the South Carolina game when South Carolina was just sitting off playing the pass, and the run game was there. Peyton was 10, 12 times was checking from pass plays to running plays because that was what was there.
It's second down and a good 6. Oh, it says 5, but it's not. incomplete. Fearless Price had it right between the 3 and the 7, and I think looked away and didn't close the ball, and he looked.
Well, that was a checkoff. He recognized the coverage. They threw the ball. They got what they wanted. Just got to make the play.
Bob, I'm noticing a little tendencies here. Watch him as he comes to the line like he's trying to draw him offside. Peyton Manning, they don't budge. Then he checks off on the play. It's almost like he's just trying to draw him offsides first.
You got to catch the ball on that one.
Manning back, pressure zone, throws to the end zone, has a man, and it is incomplete. Marcus Nash lost the scuffle with Montavious Houston. Montavious was battling with him all the way, and number 13, Nolan, is shaken up in the end zone. It was Houston who made a good play.
There you go again. You got 11 guys up here at the line of scrimmage. Now you got 3 receivers out here and 2 over here. They're covered by backs. Everybody else is going to blitz. Down the middle. Right side down the middle. He just throws it up. At the very last minute, Houston knocks it away. Somebody's got to make a play, Keith. Some receivers got to start making plays for Tennessee. The ball's there. They just got to start catching it.
They've still got the Auburn man. It looks like it's Kesher who's down on the field in the end zone, so time has been taken for him for the moment, and he will leave the field of play. He took a pretty good lick as he came flying in there and got his piece of it, but it got his bell rung. So now Tennessee will unable to get it in the end zone, though certainly Manning afforded him the opportunity. Twice he had the ball on the receiver's hands on the goal line or in the end zone.
Yep.
Jeff Hall in to try the field goal. This will be a 27-yard try. He's 15 out of 21 this year. And he's got it. And so the Volunteers finally come back to get something else on the board, and they trail now 20 to 10.
Are you going to fix that fence today?
Yep.
1948 was the first year for Ford F-Series, and after 50 years, there are more tough F-Series trucks still on the road today than any other make. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough for 50 years strong.
It's been 50 years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's about time you fix that fence.
Play it back, rock, rap, fast food, cool, dude. Home run, Dr. Pepper, taste the fun. Movie star, classic car, talk show, Bobby and Ken will kiss again. It's a replay. Now is the time. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper.
Think we're ready? 30 run-throughs? Yeah.
Room 708 wants to win the account that will make him famous. Room 610 wants to fix the typo she just found. Room 315 wants to iron his meeting clothes, including his socks. Room 412 wants a pizza. Business Services by Marriott. When you're comfortable, you can do anything.
In this jungle, the only thing wilder than the animals who roam free is the man who calls it home. The Jungle Book, ABC Sunday at 7, 6 Central.
7 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Auburn 20 and Tennessee 10. Auburn storming back to score 20 unanswered points after Tennessee scored a touchdown on a 40-yard pass play in its first possession. And the orange and white half of the stadium got pretty quiet. Now they've perked up again. Auburn was assessed a 15-yard penalty after the field goal. Tennessee will kick the ball off from the 50-yard line. Larry Casher has twisted an ankle and a tender one. He's off the field for the time being. And so this ball figures to go well beyond the field of play. And there's the young man right there who has been the story of the ball game so far. Well, along with the Auburn defense. I mean, Brother Bill Oliver has been the story.
Well, they've scored. The Auburn defense has scored 7 points. And they've move things around.
Hall kicks it very, very high, and the ball is taken by Cooper at the 3-yard line. When the ball is kicked that high, and then you're going to get down and cover it, and they did. We turn now to John Saunders.
Keith, it's time for the Burger King update. Scott Frost had a great day today. 7 yards on this one. He had 201 yards passing and 80 yards on the ground and a couple of touchdowns as they win the Big 12 championship. The question, though, Keith, is Scott Frost not mentioned when we talk Heisman. I wonder why.
Because he's a running back.
Scott Frost belonged in Nebraska. He's from Nebraska. He went out to Stanford, and he came back to Nebraska. That's his style of offense right there.
I bet he's an all-pro safety.
Yeah, I do too. Good for Scott.
First down and 10 from the 15-yard line, and Craig back. Pressure coming, sets up a screen. Fred Beasley has the ball. 2 blockers in front of him. Big play for the Tigers. He's up at the 37, 38-yard line before Corey Gaines brings him down.
That's a nice call by Rodney Allison, the coordinator offensively for Auburn. Throwing some on first down, doing some things with Craig, and now he says, all right, we'll let you dump it off. Bailey, the fullback, Beasley, the fullback, has been a big part of this offense. Usually blocks, but good receiver.
First down from the 38 for the Tigers. Blitz coming. Reverse. Takes courage for Craig to hang on to the ball and sit in there with all these bodies flying around. Clifton Robinson coming by on a fake reverse, and Craig kept the ball, and he put the ball right on Bailey's hand.
Oh, he just faked it, and then he just stood there with his back to the defense. Watch this.
Takes nerve.
You see the receiver coming, he fakes it, he still got the ball.
That's pretty good stuff.
And he throws this ball about 50 yards right on line.
Oh, it's second down and 10. Sort of reminds me of the original Boomerooski that Tom Osborne pulled at Missouri one time. Out of the shotgun, there's the penalty flag.
How about wide open? Would you say that these two offenses have got the throttle wide open, huh?
I would, yes. I think you're going to get a movement call here along the offensive line.
Pull the ball with snap. Movement by the offense. 5 yards. Still second down.
How many times you reckon Jerry chews that gum per quarter?
You know, we ought to put a camera on him and count how many times he chews that in a minute.
Yeah, but don't you have any shopping left to do before Christmas? It'd take you a while to count it.
Oh, boy.
Second down and 15. Here they come. And they got him this time. Raynoch Thompson threw an arm lock on him. He's almost stepped away from it. That's how daring he is. There were 4 coming, and he almost stepped right beyond them and got away with it, but Thompson got him.
There's Raynoch Thompson over here, Keith. He's going to blitz. A lot of these guys are crossing in here. It mixes up the blocking assignment. 46 Thompson comes free, and he meets one of his other defensive mates back there. Got the first sack for Damien today, I think, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, it is. Third down and 19 now. The ball back at the 29-yard line. Play clock burns. 0 on the clock. And I think they burned it. There's a 0 up there.
25-second clock expired. 5 yards. Still third down.
Time remaining in the first half. 6 minutes and 3 seconds. The Tennessee blitzing now, starting to disrupt Auburn's timing and effectiveness.
Let's go, defense!
Put it back on the 24-yard line and make it third down and 24 for the Tigers. Coming again. Leonard Little missed him. Penalty flag down. And now they get him as he goes back the other way. Craig is tackled back at the 16-yard line by Jonathan Brown. But let's see about the penalty flag.
I think Little was offside, Keith.
Might have been. He got there pretty quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
At offside, defense, 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
They'll take 5 the other way. And it'll be 3rd and 19.
Keith and Bob, Damian Craig on that last tackle just got bent over. You see him limping there. He didn't even pay attention to the penalty. He knew he was hurt. He got up. He was trying to get off to the sideline, limping very badly. Watch him as he drops back. I don't know how strong that leg is. I think it's his right leg that he's limping on, guys.
The lineman was laying on his ankle across his knee, so we'll check it out.
Ball is fumbled. Craig covers.
Yeah, there's no question that he is not 100% right now.
He handed the ball to Rusty Williams,
And he didn't
Williams
get it.
never got it.
Didn't get it to it.
Now he's coming off the field. So we'll keep an eye on Damian Craig. Without him, I'm not sure Auburn's offense has got 3-wheel wagon, much less 4. Garrett Holmes in for his second punt of the night. His first one was 46. Very fair. Waiting for it. No pressure. That's a good kick. Runs him all the way back to the 25-yard line. Look out. Fumble. Auburn got it back at the 30-yard line. Larry Melton knocked it loose and was involved in the recovery. But again, the fumble is caused by somebody hitting him from the rear, from behind. And I believe it was Ryan Taylor. Oh, the ebb and flow is deep.
The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. He was. Oh, yes, he was. Now is the time. This is the place. This is the place. Dr. Pepper. This is the place.
Oh, boy, this is my favorite scene. Ooh, scary. There she is. Get her. Get her. Hey, keep it down. Excuse me, it's very difficult to enjoy a movie when you're talking and shushing at me.
All the characters from the new movie Anastasia are now at Burger King. One cool toy just $2.59 with any value meal purchase. Your kids can collect all 4.
This part always gets me. Oh.
Hey, Max. Why just sit around when you could have fun in the new Ford CX-2?
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Everywhere I go, your face I see. Every step I take, you take with me. Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide.
The new Ford CX-2. Grab life by the wheel. Max?
A little simmering going on right there. And Philip Fulmer, the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. Taylor's the man that knocked the ball loose, stripped it from Terry Fair, and Larry Melton recovered it.
From behind, number 6, right there. Nice job, Ryan Taylor. Very aware of where he is and what he's doing. They say turnovers in big games, Keith, and we've seen a lot of them here already.
Craig throws. Ball caught by Goodson. And Goodson gets it out to the 41-yard line, close to a first down in front of Terry Fair. It was Goodson who caught that long pass for the touchdown. Money?
Well, Keith, Damian Craig sprained his left ankle. That's a report from the trainer. And I don't know if this turnover came at a very opportune time because the trainer never got a chance really to work on it. They get the turnover. He's got to go back in the ballgame, so he hasn't had a chance to readjust the tape job or anything, Keith.
That's a good point, Lenny. I was thinking, you get banged up. You'd like to have some time on the sideline to see how you're doing and retape it. But a turnover, I guess you take a turnover anytime, though.
They had second down and about a foot with the first down, or a half a yard, and break the snap. And Auburn's going to be assessed 5 yards.
before the snap, movement by the offense, 5 yards. Still second down.
So it goes from second and about a half a yard to second and 5.5.
7 of 14, 181 yards. That's big time for Damian Craig first half numbers. Offense has scored a touchdown. The defense has scored a touchdown, and they've picked 2 field goals.
Bailey and Goodson are together at the top of the picture, the wideout. Hand it inside and try to run for Rusty Williams. Not much, a couple of yards. Been kind of a rough night for Peyton Manning so far. Not his fault so much now, mind you. He's put the ball where it needed to be, and they just haven't caught it.
They should have had another touchdown for sure. I think maybe the Tennessee mistakes, 4 fumbles. They've lost 2. 1 was returned for a touchdown, and 4 drop passes, 1 of those for a touchdown.
3rd down and 3. Show blitz. Craig rolls it out. Beanbag thrown. That means the play down.
He's not 100%. No. There ain't no way.
No way.
I mean, we talked on the opening about this guy had all the pressure on him. Check out his legs. I think it's his left ankle.
Yeah, you see him pick it up there.
He's just not moving around, but this guy is, and he fumbles the ball when he gets it back, but this guy generates nearly 80% of the offense, throwing and running himself of that whole offense. They need him.
On 4th down, they'll punt. Garrett Holmes is in for his 3rd kick, 46 and 49, and is Terry Fair waiting for it, standing back inside his 25. A little bit of pressure there, but beauty of the punt. No fair catch. Fair skips away from 3 down there, and
I think he fumbled it, Keith.
Yes. Auburn's recovered it. That's 5 fumbles by Tennessee, and it's Kevin McLeod who covered it for Auburn.
The 2nd straight fumble for Fair on punt return.
They fumbled 5 times and lost it, 3 times, right? Wow.
Well, you know, you talk to coaches about big games, and they'll always say turnovers are a key. And special teams. Take a look right here. That's that's no question. Who was it, Terry?
McLeod, Kevin McLeod, 43. So it's 1st down for Auburn at the Tennessee 28-yard line. All show blitz. Craig back. Can't get his work done on that throw right. Will have Bailey wide open. And he lost it. My goodness.
Well, you got to start making plays. I mean, the ball, their opportunities are there. Nice play action, 1st down, nice call. Bailey's getting downfield. The ball is a little bit behind him. You got to catch that pass.
Right in
you got to catch that pass.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Peyton says, turn around is fair play. We dropped some, you guys dropped some.
2nd down and 10. That ball was thrown a little high and a little behind Goodson.
Goodson's caught a lot of balls in his career. He's only 8 shy coming in of the all-time leader.
Well, in the Alabama game, they dropped that ball a lot. And
this is what we mean here, Keith, about Craig, the pressure on him. They can't run the ball, and it seems to be like they're not even trying any longer.
They lead Tennessee 20-10 with 2 minutes to play in the 1st half, and they've got it 3rd down now, inside the 30. Ball is thrown to Bailey, and this one did not get to the receiver. So Craig, struggling a bit with a sprained ankle, it appears, is not able to deliver the ball there, and we'll get Jared Holmes one more time. He's 2 for 2 tonight in his field goals of 30 and 48. And at least at halftime, Damian Craig will have a chance to have that ankle retaped. Now let's watch this. Turner snap, Zills holds, Holmes from 45 yards. Missed it. So, at 1:51 to go in the half, it's 20-10, Auburn.
Okay, Bongo, wave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Come on, he's never gonna get it.
Will you look at that?
Yeah, finally learned to wave bye-bye.
The new redesigned Ford Ranger, the only compact pickup built Ford tough.
Let's see. Oh, it says you've been seen in the movies. That should read at the movies. And you've built models, but never really actually modeled. Well, quite frankly,
You the man!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
is she my co-star? Now she is.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of ABC Sports.
The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. An ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By DVD Video from Philips Maxivox. Technology for the heart, the spirit, and the imagination. And Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it up Bud Light. That picture provided by the Budweiser blimp and the Eye in the Sky camera. Live shots 1,000 feet above the Georgia Dome. It's first down Tennessee in the closing moments of the first half. Peyton Manning rolls out, throws complete, and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. That's Fearless Price, who's been a prime target. Nash has been pretty quiet. Nash and Copeland both.
Well, Nash has been quiet in a positive way, but in a negative way, he's dropped a couple of balls on the ground, and one of them was picked up and run in for a touchdown by the Auburn Tigers defense.
That gain is out to the 36-yard line, where it is second down and a long two. Price has caught 5 balls in the first half for 90 yards and a touchdown.
There they go, 11 at the line again defensively. Hayden's checking off.
That's your first down pass out of bounds, stopping the clock. Marcus Nash made the catch. Here's John Congress.
Well, if Tennessee's going to make it to the Orange Bowl, they have some work left. We know Nebraska is there.
Yeah, very strong statement made by Nebraska today. Colorado State, an impressive win. We'll have numbers and pictures at halftime.
All right, we'll talk about that and more on the Valvoline Halftime 97. Right now, back to Keith.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, if the score stays the same, the sky may fall.
Well, you know Bobby Bowden's got a big smile on his face right now.
Here you go.
Well, the state may get to that
They
game.
peel out. They were 11 up, then they peel out, and they force him to change his call. He goes to the outlet man, Lewis, and Lewis is knocked down for a yard loss by Houston. And timeout called by Tennessee, stopping your clock at 1:29 to play in the half. The Vols have 2 left. All right, Tennessee plotting here now, trying to squeeze something out of the last minute and 29 seconds of what has been an uproarious first half of college football. And the startling score is Auburn 20 and Tennessee 10. I don't think it's startling at all in the perspective of the Auburn people. But for those of you out across the country who may not have seen them this year, I'm sure you're quite surprised. Second down, 11.
Manning, look at it, all 11 up there again. They back out.
Now lets it go deep down the sidelines for Nash, and it is intercepted by Larry Cashier, the freshman corner. A little longer at 6.
Well, what I don't understand is why the receiver didn't fight for the football. I'm sure that this is one of the things that wanted to do against that pressure defense is throw deep. Now watch Nash, number 12. He doesn't even go after the football. I mean, you got to protect your quarterback and try and knock the ball loose. That's the 4th turnover that the Volunteers have had here in the first half, the first interception.
And they're lucky they're only down by 10 points. Coverage. The Tennessee man was trying to pick it up and run to the end zone, build up instead of covering the ball and possessing it, and he never got a handle on it, and an Auburn man came along and took it right out from under him.
Duff is 6'3" and 265 pounds, and he just saw end zone.
He comes up with the ball, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. Looked to me like the Auburn man pounced on it.
He's a defensive lineman. He says, this is my moment to shine.
I think Damian Craig got that ball back. Damian was coming across over there, sore leg and all.
The ball was definitely out.
Well, watch, see if he covers it here, Tennessee's got a big chance, but he didn't. Now, here comes Craig diving on it.
Yeah, you're right. Look at that ankle retake. All of the breaks are going in the direction of the Auburn Tigers here in the first half.
We've got contact along the line of scrimmage, and everybody's pointing at each other. I don't see any penalty flags. Tennessee calls timeout. 20 seconds remaining. Auburn with the ball at their own 12-yard line. And Craig seems to be walking a little better as time goes on here.
He does.
So the Vols are trying to pin them down and try to get something from their defense. ABC's college football is online live. Follow the action from today's championship games, all on America Online. The key word, ABC Sports.
Terry Bowden telling us yesterday that he needed some help. He said, I don't know if my corners can cover the wide receivers. I need some running game, which he has not gotten. But the thing that he has gotten, he's gotten 4 turnovers in the first half that have led to, they've only led to 7 points.
Yeah, they were down here inside the 30 a little while ago and came away with nothing. They'll just kill the clock here. Tennessee with 1 timeout remaining, and they'll probably spend it here.
The problem there is Damian wasn't going down on a knee, so one of the Tennessee guys came in and pushed him down, and Beasley didn't like it. Well, you know, you can't have it both ways.
Damian gets out of there in a hurry. If they want to have a scuffle, he'll go on over there where it's safe. Get away from the big old guys. Tennessee just spent its last timeout. So with 16 seconds remaining in this first half, we've got a...
Sure, Phil's not real pleased with the way his troops have played the first half, Keith. But, you know, I think the first thing he's going to tell them is the way we've played, we're only down by 10 points.
Sure, of course.
You know,
right. Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
Just do away with the mistakes.
They could very easily be down by 20.
Oh, for sure.
And there's a lot of tools that haven't been used yet on that Tennessee sideline.
Well, Fulmer wanted to make the Auburn Tigers punt the football away, and they're going to get it right here.
Fair is the deep man, and Perry has fumbled the last 2 returns. He's standing back just across midfield. Jared Holmes' punt is out of there, and it's not a particularly good one, and it takes a straight-out bounce. And you better grab it, guys. It's going to go the other way.
Well, the problem for Tennessee is as long as it's bouncing around, the clock's running down.
Right. So you've got 3 ticks remaining on the clock. That was not a particularly good punt. He got under it just a little bit, and it was a mere 37 yards. His other punts had been in the high 40s.
Yeah, I'm sure that Terry said, just get the ball out of there. They tried to block it, and he said, anything over the line of scrimmage is acceptable.
This defensive alignment that Bill Oliver's putting out there now, look at that. He's got 4 guys standing back between the 20 and 25-yard line.
This just looks like a Hail Mary right here.
Yep. Well, Price and Nash and Copeland.
And that's illegal. Yep. Too many guys in the huddle, and you run one off late.
12 men on the field for more than 3 seconds. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Unintentional, I'm sure, but a good call by Al Ford, the referee.
Bryson got caught in the game, number 24 fullback.
Some teams do that intentionally, and that's why they put that rule in.
They'll make it 1st and 15 for the last play of the first half. Pumps it and lets it go. And the scramble is on, and it is incomplete. It was thrown beyond the field of play, so it would not have been good if it had been caught. Your halftime score is Auburn 20 and Tennessee 10. Now to New York, John and Todd.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. So if it is a statement game for Peyton Manning, the statement has not gone very well thus far.
Well, I think he's played pretty well other than the interception. If I'm Phil Fulmer, I let everybody go in the locker room except my wide receivers. I make them stay out with a jugs machine and catch passes all halftime. They got to catch the football.
A lot of drop footballs for both teams, actually, in this one. Stick around. We'll come back with Valvoline halftime 97.
All right, men, now listen now. You got about 30 minutes, 30 most important minutes of your life out there, of your football life. You got 30 minutes to play. And we got to go out there and play our best. Men, I mean, defense is not you. Offense, we're not even playing that good yet, are we? We're not even playing that good yet. We're up 10. Now let's show them our good stuff. Let's show them our good execution. Let's show them our big catches. It's about where we were at Georgia. We put them away. We put them away now. They kicked the ball to us. Great return. No penalties. And let's make a statement on that opening drive. Make a statement on the opening drive. We're going to put points on the board. But if we don't, we're going to change field position. We're going to change field position. Defense, you keep going after it. Keep going after it. Man, you're 30 minutes away now. Nobody's giving anything to us. They've got some football left in them. They've got football left in them.
He ran pretty tight.
What he didn't say was the 4 turnovers that they've benefited from, 2 on special teams and 2 on regular offense, have led to 7 points, and they're only up by 10 points. I'm sure in the other locker room they're mentioning that.
I'm sure they are, because they could very well be down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So I'm sure that Phil Fulmer and his folks did a good little bit of talking about that very point, that look at all the mistakes that have crashed on us, and yet we're still in the game. And here we go with the second half. And that'll be touchdown and come out to the 20-yard line. So here are the Dr. Pepper halftime stats.
Minus 7 yards rushing for Auburn. That's really not a surprise, but the passing yards, Auburn passing for more than Tennessee is. The 4 turnovers by the Volunteers only led to 7 points for Auburn. That's 4 turnovers in the first half, or as many as Tennessee has had all season in any game.
So let's see now. The Tennessee defense was getting very close to changing momentum at the close of the first half. Let's see what happens. Carter, the freshman, is at tailback for Auburn. Javontre Carter. Damian Craig's pass is incomplete, off the hands of Bailey, defended by Terry Fair. Here's Lynn Swan.
Well, Keith, you just saw Damian Craig on the field. Terry Bowden said his ankle is sore, but Damian Craig said he would not miss the second half for anything in the world. When I talked to Phil Fulmer, he obviously talked about the mistakes, the turnovers of the first half. He said he thinks he's made the adjustments. They can pick up the blitz in the second half, but when they come to the line of scrimmage, what they're going to do is just go with some plays. Manning is not going to audibilize as much, Bob and Keith, at the line of scrimmage.
I think that's a good idea.
Yep. Craig out of the shotgun, and a whistle stop it before the snap of the ball. Referee is Al Ford.
Before the ball was snapped, movement by the offense, 5 yards. See what's up and down?
Yeah. You got to watch it. You can't let little things start to grab at you. And little 5 yards here and 5 yards there, and the first thing you know, you're in a hole.
Is there any question who the leader of that Auburn offense is?
Nope.
There's a look at the comparison of the two quarterbacks. Both throwing for a touchdown. Payton with the one interception.
Second down and 15. As Williams goes in motion and Craig steps away from the pressure and throws it hard, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted. It was off the hands of Tyrone Dillard. The ball was thrown hard, and he could not make the catch, and one of the Tennessee defenders, the linebacker, came along and almost scooped it up.
Well, Damian is saying you should have caught that ball. It's his tight end that we talked about earlier. He caught a ball in the first half. He came into tonight with only 3 receptions. But this ball is very catchable for most tight ends, but Auburn tight ends don't get that opportunity very often.
So it's third down and 15. They run it up the middle. And there's nothing there, as Beasley couldn't find anything to speak of.
Just a safe call. You're 109th in the nation in running. You're third and 15. You didn't want to turn the ball over deep in your own territory and create some momentum for the other team.
Now, Jared Holmes is in to punt, and Terry Fair is back to receive it. And that's sort of been exciting tonight, particularly if you're a Tennessean. You tend to close your eyes here and see if Terry's going to handle this one and keep control of it as Holmes hits for beauty. Holmes ducked him all the way back to the 32-yard line, and Fair turns it back up the sideline. And he may be gone. Holmes, the kicker, got it. He goes all the way down to the Auburn 23-yard line. This tackle back up here at the 33, a 51-yard punt, and the return is 45.
I'm sure Terry Fair is saying, give me the ball, give me another chance, give me another chance. He ran the 2 punts back in the first half and fumbled the football. He had good returns, but they popped out at the end of the return. This time he sets them up in great field position.
Big opportunity to start the half here for Tennessee. They'll call it on the 22, and Manning's pass was completed inside the 10 to Marcus Nash. It'll be first down at the Auburn 9, tackled by Larry Cantor.
Behind the defense, Payton looks off the safety, then throws the slant. Marcus Nash, who's dropped a couple, makes a nice catch there. That ball was a little low and behind him.
First and goal, give it to Lewis, stopped at the line of scrimmage. I mean, the middle of that Auburn front with the linebackers coming in, plugging a hole. They didn't move. Spikes. Another tackle. At least a piece of it.
But just as Auburn got most of the breaks in the first half, Keith, coming out the second half, Tennessee got great field position. And they say, well, it's about time we got some good field position. Something good happened to it.
5 wide out. McCullough is in. Copeland is in. Nash. Little quick pop over here to Copeland. Copeland goes down to the 5-yard line where he's knocked down by Jason Bray. That's a good play by Bray because he was the last hope to keep him out of the end zone.
You're right. He's out there in space with a guy that's pretty shifty. That's just, like you said, there were no backs in the backfield. That's just like a long handoff. Flips it out here. Now you're in space with a blocker out there.
It's 3rd and goal, just short of the 5-yard line, and Jamal Lewis has come back in for Tennessee at tailback.
Big play here.
Nash goes in motion. Peyton Manning throws to the end zone, complete. Copeland for a touchdown. So Terry Bowden asked his crew to make a statement. They couldn't do it. Tennessee gets a big return from Terry Fair, and they put it in the end zone. And the extra point try. Jeff Hall, and extra points can be very, very important in championship games. The kick is good. 11:56 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's now Auburn 20, Tennessee 17.
Some decisions are harder than others. The Chrysler Sebring LXI Coupe or the Sebring Limited Convertible. For the passionate side, fully independent suspension, speed-sensitive steering, multi-valve V6, and a luxurious leather-trimmed interior. The practical side, lease the convertible from just $299 a month. And on the coupe, get $1,000 cash back and luxurious leather at no charge. Some decisions are easier than others. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
They look the same on the outside. But inside, it's a whole different story. Because Duracell batteries outlast Energizer. And test after test proves it. Better make it the alkaline batteries proven to last longer in the devices you use most. Better make it Duracell.
And so, the prince entered the sleeping castle, breaking the spell as Hansel and Gretel came upon the evil witch's cottage.
And Tinkerbell helped rescue the lost boys from the pirates, and they all...
Now you can buy children a lot of happy endings, because every time you use Visa, we'll contribute to Reading is Fundamental, dedicated to helping children learn to read. So please use your Visa card, because every child deserves a good beginning.
Jack climbed down the beanstalk, narrowly
Visa,
escaping.
it's everywhere you want to be.
Judy, what's the biggest difference between the men's and the ladies' tour?
The men have bigger purses.
Yes, the Tennessee end of the stadium, that half is jumping right now. The orange and whites come alive as they trail by 3. And now we'll kick off. It'll be Hall kicking. And the deep man waiting is Markeith Cooper for the Tigers. Hall hits a knuckler. That goes out of bounds. And the Auburn Tigers will get the ball up around the 35-yard line.
One of the receivers comes in motion over here, but this is the man that's going to get the ball. He's going to come into the end zone with a little hook. Watches Peyton's going to roll to his left and throw back inside. Finds a man inside, gets the ball there before the safety gets over there with the flow.
And with that pass, Archie Manning up here will glow, and we're going to visit with him in a little while. But he watched his son pass the 11,000-yard mark. He's now 11,003. And only 4 quarterbacks have done that. Craig's in trouble. Almost lost the football. The pressure coming from the backside by Jonathan Brown. And so the Tennessee defense, which was aggressive and attacking at the end of the first half, comes out here doing the same thing in the 3rd quarter.
There's Brown, number 91. He came into the game 3rd all-time in sacks at Tennessee.
Damian Craig can't get up.
Oh, Craig did a great job just to get this ball back.
That's right. And finally pull him to his feet. And he's going to have to leave the ball game. It looked like he might have had cramp. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
It didn't seem that his ankles were bent back underneath him. That's exactly what it is, Keith.
It's warm in here. You know, we've taken off our coats and our sweaters. It's 25 or 30 degrees outside, but it's very warm inside.
You talk about a coach that's really having some problems right now. It's Terry looking out. This is not the way he wanted to start the second half.
You know, Bob and Keith, I sat down and looked at the numbers the quarterbacks put together for throwing the football, and Damian Craig was averaging about 33.5 passes a game. But he had a sack every 11.9 times he dropped back to throw the football, compared to only one sack for every 39 times that Peyton Manning would drop back and throw the football. If you just look at that, you figure he's going to get sacked at least 3 times in tonight's ball game. The way he's running, the way he controls that offense, and he's so much of the offense, Bobby Keith.
Ben Leard is in the ball game right now. He is a freshman from Hartwell, Georgia. He's been in 3 ball games.
Thrown 2 passes.
Hands it off, and there is a considerable collision as Fred Beasley and Jonathan Brown match helmets.
He had cramps. They don't last long. You can come back in. Sometimes they do come back, but thank goodness that it was only cramps and not a sprained ankle for Damian Craig.
The ball is out inside the 25. It is 3rd down and long 20. This time Craig has time. Throws, pass caught by Hicks 4. But he won't have a first down. 4 is knocked out at around the 38-yard line, and Auburn will have to punt the ball away. So the Tennessee side of the house roars again.
Well, Auburn, 2 possessions coming out and 2 stops. They had to punt the ball both times. Tennessee's going to get good field position here again.
Terry Fair goes back. Didn't have a good first half, but he started the second half with that long return. 45 yards, set him up for the touchdown. The spinner down to the 20, down to the 19, the 18. Here comes Fair with a block. And another good return. He gets it back to around the 37-yard line where Brett Turner brings him down. So you've got timeout. Tennessee good field position for this possession.
Rock, rap, fast food, cool, dude. And 1 home run, Dr. Pepper, taste the fun. Movie star, classic car, talk show, Bobby and Ken will kiss again. It's a replay. Dr. Pepper.
Hope you get everything you want this Christmas, including the Wrangler Cowboy Christmas tape. Free when you buy Wrangler Western Wear.
It is a deliberate departure from the norm. 180 degrees from expected. Spacious leather-trimmed interior. Available heated front seats. And now it ties as J.D. Power & Associates' most appealing minivan. The new Chrysler Town & Country LXI. Built on the belief that great cars appeal to a more passionate side. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
Here are the 2 most famous football fathers I've ever known. That's Archie Manning on the left, Bob Greasy on the right. Archie, of course, the dad of Peyton, and Bob, of course, the dad of Brian Greasy, the Michigan quarterback. Archie looks a little peaked right now.
Yeah, but Rob's in better shape than me. Brian's not out there now. I'm dying.
I know how you feel,
I'm dying.
He's going to visit with us a while. He knows what that microphone's all about. He's been sitting in front of it for a long time. And we'll go now with Jamal Lewis breaking over the left side. And I think Mo may be wearing a white shirt right now.
I think you're right, Keith. I think Tennessee made all their mistakes they're going to make or could make in the first half. Auburn got 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 1 interception, 4 turnovers, and only scored 7 points out of it. I think Phil said, all right, guys, we can play a lot better football than that. Let's go out. This is our half.
2nd down and 3 at the 44. Fearless Price, the man moving toward the ball. They go back to the run. That's a first down for Lewis as he comes up to midfield. Well, both of you now, your sons are finishing their careers in college. Is it a relief or has it been a joy?
Oh, I've had a great time with it, Keith. I can't say, you know, the first half of this game it was a joy, but when it's over, Olivia and I always say, yeah, I think that was fun. It's been fun because Peyton's had a good time, and it's been a great experience.
First down for the Vols at midfield. We're visiting with Archie Manning. Peyton calling the play. David Lewis, and that's a yard or so. You've got one more, though, Art. You've got Eli yet to come.
Well, he's just a pup, Keith. He's 16 years old and junior in high school, and he's doing fine, but we're just trying to, play that down and let him enjoy the high school experience.
One of the comments that Peyton has consistently made was the way that you and Olivia and his brothers handled this whole thing, that you made it a joy.
We've tried to keep it in perspective. He's handled things well, and we didn't want it to disrupt our family, and everything's just been great.
2nd down and 9. Lewis. And he'll go down about the 45-yard line. I got a feeling, though, sometimes, Archie, that my partner grumbled a little when his son came along and started knocking down his record.
Well, I'll tell you, mine didn't last long. Mine went by the wayside quick. That 11,000 yards, I don't think I had 11,000 yards counting practice.
Well, times are changing.
Yes, they have.
They throw, I think, a lot more than they used to.
Thank goodness.
At least that's what I tell Brian.
Well,
crowd building. Auburn in trying to cause trouble. Tennessee crowd on the other side of the house trying to move them on. Copeland goes in motion. And somebody moved, I think.
Before the ball was snapped, ball start by the offense. 5 yards.
Tough house, isn't it? Hard to hear.
It really is a great crowd. It's a great game. It's a championship game, and of course Florida, Alabama, Arkansas one year done such a great job, but it's exciting to see a couple of new teams here, and the fans are into it. It's a great setting. The style of play wasn't real good in the first half, but it was exciting. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
3rd and 10. Quick one. Caught by Copeland. Breaks the tackle, gets the first down near the 35-yard line. Spike brought him down. Takeo Spike. Archie, how do you feel about this championship?
Well, I like the bowl system, Keith. It's talking about these championship games with the conference. I think that is really good. I tell you, the job the SEC does here in Atlanta with all the fan fest and everything that goes into it, it's just fantastic for the fans. And, of course, the kids are so excited to participate in a game like this. I think they'll remember it the rest of their lives.
On first down, swing it out, man's wide open. That's Lewis. Jamal Lewis can haul it when he gets that much room, and he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line for another Tennessee first down.
Archie, I've seen Peyton play. This is the first time. We saw him play on TV a lot, but I've been very impressed with just how far along he is. I mean, I've said in the opening of this broadcast that I think he is the best quarterback to come out of college since the group of '83 with Marino and John Elway and Jim Kelly. He's so far along in all of his techniques and his principles.
Well, that's a real compliment. He's had great coaching, and Peyton's worked hard, and we're real proud of him.
From the 15, first down, passes away, the man's over there, it's intercepted. Intercepted, it's right off Copeland's hands, he was wide open, and it is Jason Gray, still going. He's finally run down and caught inside the 20-yard line. What an incredible turnaround. Sean Bryson ran him down and caught him. It went right through the receiver's hands, off his shoulder pads, and was intercepted.
Well, that's where being a father is not what it's cranked up to be. Good to see you. Oh, boy. Oh, what a turnaround.
Jason Bray, who was burned for the very first touchdown of the game.
You got to catch these balls, Keith. I mean, at least if you don't catch it, you don't keep it up in the air and knock it to the other team. This is a huge turnaround. They're going in for a score. Now they take the ball all the way down to the 20-yard line. This is the 5th turnover for the game for Tennessee.
Blitz coming and whistle.
Really checks your character, and it's Archie.
You got to dig deep. You know, it's unfortunate for the players. You know, that's not really a mistake, but we weren't freshmen. We got guys have been making plays for 4 years out there. You know, in football, things don't always go good, but it's 60 minutes long.
That's right. As long as there's time to play. I mean, it's 20-17, and things have not gone well. They've turned the ball over 5 times, and you said, how many times are you going to win a game and you turn it over 5 times? But yet, they still got the chance.
Well, you're so right. Tennessee is so fortunate to be in the football game after all those turnovers.
It's 1st and 15, back on the 24. Craig steps away from the pressure, gets his pass away. He's got a man. It's Beasley. It's touchdown. Auburn Tigers come back. The ball ricochets off the hands and the shoulder pad of Jermaine Copeland when he looked like he would score. It goes the other way, and Auburn converts it. And Jared Holmes for the point. Good. 6:14 to play, 3rd quarter. Back to a 10-point lead for Auburn.
Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
They were really growing up fast. Too fast. All Kelly talked about was going to high school, and all I could think about was paying for college. Sure, I played around with a few mutual funds, but I was no expert. So I started talking to someone who could help. A broker at Dean Witter.
We must plan for our client's future as if it were our own.
Funny. Kids think their parents always have the right answers. I'm just making sure I do.
We measure success, one investor at a time.
Dr. Pepper. This ABC Sports Exclusive brought to you by Dr. Pepper at your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. By Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. And Dean Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. I wonder how high Bobby Bowden jumped. a couple of minutes ago, and I bet you Mickey Andrews had to go run around the house.
Oh, Mickey.
Yes, we'll get 5 home. Boy, this fellow's got a leg. Whew. Let's go back now to the play that brought on this startling turnaround. Tennessee headed for the end zone a second time in the quarter, and this happened.
Tennessee headed for the lead. Peyton gets the ball and gets it to the receiver in a lot of time. Copeland just doesn't catch the football and then bats it up in the air, and Bray gets it. And instead of going in and scoring 7, Auburn goes the other way and scores 7, a 14-point swing. Here's a look at Tennessee's mistakes. 14 points they've led to for Auburn.
Mark Levine is in the backfield now for the wideout, and Manning stands up and throws. And it's going to be worth about 2 yards as Auburn covers Fearless Price quickly.
Archie, I guess this is where Peyton has got to pull down for the character and the leadership and keep the poise, keep the faith, and transmit that to the rest of the people in the huddle.
Well, you've been there a lot of times, Bob, and that's the job of a quarterback. And he's got good people, and these guys, a lot of guys are having a tough time tonight, but they've made plays for 3 or 4 years up there, so we'll see what it's all about.
They're averaging what, 35 points a game,
yeah.
so they're looking to score some more.
Whistle stops the play. Art, it's always great to see you.
Thank you, Keith.
Say hi to Olivia and the boys,
it.
and fun to come by. Now, don't suffer too much.
Well, I'm down with it, but always great to see you. You've been a good friend. Bob, we're proud of Brian.
Thank you, and I know how you're feeling right now.
Okay.
You know, it was kind of nice when we were doing a telecast that wasn't a Michigan game, and I just go out and have some fun.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Archie.
Thank you, Archie.
Good to see you. See you in New York.
Great fellow. From the 17-yard line now, Tennessee ball, 2nd down and 13. He wears it with grace, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. He's just eating up inside, though, when that ball went the other way.
Manning fakes it, pulls it out, throws to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. Covering on the play was Antoine Nolan, and the man trying to catch the ball was Marcus Nash.
Nolan had good coverage on that one. These corners are doing a pretty nice job. Nolan on one side and Bray on the other.
Well, the Auburn football team gets its personality from this fellow like that, Nolan, and like Craig, and the coach, Terry Bowden. He's a bumptious. Get up and fight him. Stand on the chair if I have to. Get me so I can reach him and I'll whack him. Whistle stop it before the snap. I think Price might have started a tad too quickly.
5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Well, there are times that it looks like they might lose their composure a bit here.
Let me show you what they're doing. They got all 11 up at the line of scrimmage again right here. Now, sometimes these guys all blitz, and sometimes they drop back. Now, go ahead and start it, and I'll look at them all bailing out. Now, stop it right there. They're dropping back in the zone. Back here, where they showed an area where they were going to blitz to begin with.
3rd and 18. Manning has time. Throws. He's got a man. It's Price, and he makes the catch up at the 35-yard line, just across it.
That's a big-time throw and catch there. You're backed up. You need a 1st down. He looked the safety off to the left side. Watch, Peyton's going to look to the left side when he sets up. Looks to the left. Now he comes back. So there's a nice hole there where the safety doesn't get over. He does things, Keith, that a lot of college quarterbacks don't do. He's pretty far down the road as far as getting his reads and set up and techniques.
From the 36, pitch it back to Jamal Lewis. Found a little daylight on the left-hand side and goes for about 6 yards. Monday Hugh Downs takes you on a journey. Have they discovered descendants of the Pharaohs? We'll travel with you and find out. Tales from the Tomb, Monday on ABC. And live at 9 Eastern on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. It is gut check time for the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys if either are to make it to the playoffs. 2nd down and 4. Jim Lewis. 45, he's a yard short of the first down. Ricky Neal and Charles Dorsey make the tackle. That's Jeff Dunlap shaken up on the field and down. He's going to need some attention. In fact, there's two of them. It's Dorsey also down on the field. So two Auburn Tigers are down and require attention.
That's two of their defensive tackles that are down, and there's a look at Jimmy Brumball, who was maybe their best defensive lineman. He's out with an injury. They're very thin in that line coming in, and they can't afford to lose two more on one play.
It's been an all-out effort. They've spent everything they've got, and it's quite warm in here, so they're starting to have some trouble, and we'll spend a moment with John.
Keith, it's time for the Burger King play of the day. Armand Green had a terrific day, so did Frost. He takes the pitch here and takes off 25 yards. For Green, 163 yards on the day and 3 touchdowns. So Nebraska is now headed to the Orange Bowl, where they will face perhaps Tennessee if they can come back and win this one. Again, Armand Green with the Burger King play of the day. Keith.
All right, thank you, John. We've still got time out here in behalf of the two injured Auburn players.
Hello? Honey, I'm having the baby. You can't have it now. Can you come home? No. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
It took weeks for news to reach its destination. Today, neither time nor distance can keep us from sharing our lives.
Hey, honey. Hey, you get another contraction? Nothing can tell. Take 5, 6, 7.
Philips introduces ISIS, the cellular phone that can let you talk up to 6 long hours.
I love you, honey. Honey?
ISIS from Philips.
You worry? You're overprotective? You're a parent. Isn't it nice to know that there's something almost effortless you can do to protect your family even more? Just ask your State Farm agent for a free family insurance checkup. It's a smart way for you to decide if your family's insurance coverage is up to date, so they'll be better protected. And maybe you'll worry a little less.
Hi, I'm expecting a fax.
Room 212 wants the ammunition to deal with her toughest clients.
Nothing? Hi, Davies, 212. I called earlier.
Right, fax. It hasn't come yet.
I need it for a meeting.
Excuse me, Miss Davies? Just came in.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Business services by Marriott. When you're comfortable, you can do anything.
All right, back we come to the Georgia Dome. 27-17, Auburn leading Tennessee with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tennessee ball, 3rd down and 1. And they give it to Jamal Lewis. He dives ahead and gets the first down. Nate Smith replaces Jeff Dunlap in the defensive front for Auburn. And Shannon Suttle comes in at the nose tackle, replacing Charles Dorsey. We are told they had cramps.
Jamal Lewis in 97. Tennessee University. He's only a freshman.
There have been some high steppers up there wearing those colors. Staying with him. From a workhorse, that's a pickup of 2 yards.
Tennessee testing the inside of that defensive line since those 2 defensive tackles went out on the last play.
John Saunders mentioning a while ago that Armand Green had a big day for Nebraska in their win in the Big 12 championship game. Curtis Enos of Penn State, Armand Green, and Ricky Williams of Texas are the 3 finalists in the Doak Walker running back award. 2nd down and 9.
There's a look. They're all up there again. Peyton checking off, or maybe he's faking like he's checking off. Well, they come.
Gets it away. Got air under for Copeland, and it's thrown too far. Copeland stumbled just a bit when he started running downfield, and I don't know if he would have been able to track it down or not.
Well, this time they're all up there, and they're coming, which means Peyton's got to get rid of the ball. Copeland's going to get free, But it takes him a little while. He gets jammed a little bit, and then the ball is thrown too far to the outside. If he could have waited a little bit more, he could have seen the angle that Copeland got off and maybe got the ball to it.
3rd and 9. Up the middle. Didn't get it. Marcus Nash coming right across the center. Manning got him the ball, but Nash could not get free and is knocked down short of the first down. So it is 4th down and a good 2.5 yards, and Tennessee has taken a timeout. And we're in the 3rd quarter with 1 minute and 54 seconds to play. Our Marriott moment, the first SEC championship game 5 years ago in Birmingham. 21-21 tie between the Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide late in the 4th quarter. As Matthews goes back and throws, intercepted by Langham. He's on his way. Touchdown, Alabama.
Brother Bill, Oliver was the defensive coordinator at Alabama that ball game, and now he is the defensive coordinator at Auburn. I said, there he is right there in the center. He said, I was at Auburn before I was at Alabama.
I'll tell you what, when he moved from Alabama down to Auburn, some of the trees lost their bark. There was a goodly bit of conversation. 4th and 3, and the Volunteers look like they're going to go for it, and they are. Now Auburn shuffling their defensive people around. Dorsey's back at nose tackle. Almost jumped. Peyton got him in the neutral zone, put a knee down.
I don't see any flags, though.
I don't see any. I heard a whistle, but
there's one. I see one.
So what are they going to call? Offside against Auburn? That'll give them a first down.
Well, defense, offside, 5 yards, first down.
All right, here's some of the elements that Bob was talking about, how quick he is, because he saw the penetration in the neutral zone and put a knee down.
Well, let's see if he's doing it with the cadence. Yeah, he's trying to get him with cadence right there. That's a good effort. And the guy you get more than anybody is the nose tackle right in front of the ball, because your voice inflection gets him.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get the snap and get a knee down, he doesn't get the offside call.
That's right.
And another penalty flag. Get a little ragged probably because they get a little tired.
For the ball was snapped. Movement by the offense. 5 yards.
So Tennessee will give the 5 back.
You know that first down play that we did with the cadence, they got Dorsey to jump offside. If he was in the NFL, they'd call him for head bob. He was really moving that head.
Yep. We'll make it 1st and 15 now, and the ball comes back to the 46 on the Auburn side of the field. Minute and 17 seconds in the quarter remaining. Passes away. The pass is caught by Price, and Fearless Price will score.
Sooner or later, you're going to get burned.
Oh, it's 27-23 now. About to go back to a 3-point ball game if this conversion is good by Jeff Hall. And it's blocked. And a chance to score 2. If he can reach the end zone, it'll be worth 2. It's Quentin Reese. Blocked by Dorsey. Reese grabbed it and raced downfield and scores 2 for the defense. What next? There's a flag on the field, I'm told, out near midfield, and there's another Auburn man down. It may be Dorsey again who's down. So first off, let's see about the flag. He was thrown way back upfield, long distance from where the ball carrier was, Reese. They have not put the 2 points on the scoreboard.
A personal foul against the white team during the run back. Penalty declined. 2 points.
2 points. 29-23.
It's a new rule in college football that if you block an extra point try, you can run it back and get 2 points. And that takes them from 27 to 29. 29-3. Here's a look at the block right up the center. Right up the center.
Dorsey. Quentin Reese had an escort. There was no way they were going to let anybody get through there and get a piece of him. And he canters in. Meantime, time is still out for Dorsey, I think it is, down on the field. I've not been able to really confirm it.
So it takes it from a 4-point game to a 6-point game. That's the difference. Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown, Keith. And Brother Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, has been using this 11 guys at the line of scrimmage. This time the linebackers are going to come and they're going to blitz. When that happens, there's single coverage all over the field. Peyton gets enough time. The receiver beats the defensive back this time, and Price scores the touchdown. Here's a look at it from the other side. Throws it out in front of him. That time the receiver fights for the ball, gets it. Sometimes you're going to win on those defensive gambles, Keith, and if you do it enough against a good football team, you're going to lose some.
Price is just a junior from Dayton, Ohio, so he'll be back next year. Then they block the extra point try, and Quentin Reese takes it the distance to 2.
You know, you score the points and you feel good about it, but then when you get the extra point block and you give 2 points back, that's a deflator.
You know, Bob, you were talking about gambling and the cornerback taking a risk. You know, I'm a firm believer in those kinds of situations where a defensive cornerback, that's when you don't gamble. He's got no free safety. There's nobody to help him. So if he misses a ball, he knows that guy's going to get away for a touchdown. He's got to always keep that guy in front and make sure he makes a sure tackle and not go for the ball.
At least tackle him. Don't let him get a big play.
Charles Dorsey's had an interesting 2 minutes. He left with cramp. He came back, jumped offside on a 4th and 1 play. Then he blocks the extra point to produce 2 more points for the Auburn side, and then he gets hurt and rests for 6 minutes in the middle of the field.
And he's getting a lot of airtime, too.
Well, this has been wild and woolly, hasn't it? My goodness. I guess you could have anticipated this because of the nature of the two teams. They both have a lot of offense. Their defenses are sturdy, but not overwhelming. People have made plays. They have not made plays, too. And it's not making plays that put Tennessee in this posture of compromise.
Keith, let's go back and take a look at Dorsey coming. He's right up here in the middle, and he's going to come right through the center. Right between the guard center. He just pushes his way in and blocks the football, and it's a good thing that Dorsey didn't pick it up, because I don't think he could have made it.
Never. He would have expired right
he
about
did
the 40.
expire. He got his cramps around the 50-yard line. That's as far as he could have gone.
Everybody's selling out. Nobody's leaving anything in the clubhouse tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
First down from the 20. Whistle. I mean, somebody is all over this movement on the offensive line. I mean, they've called that all night long.
For the ball snap, movement by the line, 5 yards. Still first down.
Have we had that call tonight?
Several.
12. So take it back to the 15, make it first down and 15. Time remaining third quarter, 54 seconds. 29-23.
Keith, I just Damian's turn. He gets to go out and see if he can do something. He was upset because of that motion, because he had a good play-action pass on. He wanted to throw the football.
We got movement on the offensive front again, and Craig is furious. He's walking around and he's yelling at one of his guys. That's going to cost him another 5 yards. Those are dead ball fouls.
Guard, I think it's Curry, the left guard.
He's out of the game right now, and Kendall Simmons comes in.
He almost hit him. He does spank him. That's Curry, number 69.
He weighs 315 pounds, Damien Stuckert. Well, they give the ball to the freshman DeMontre Carter, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they have not been able to run the football as advertised. And it's amazing how you can be in a situation that you're in without being able to run the football. I don't think they're in positive ground yet, Keith, as far as running the football. I think they're still negative. But they're ahead by 6 points because the work their defense and their special teams have done, turning the football over.
We'll get one more play in the third quarter.
Let's look at Curry, the offensive guard.
The referee threw a flag here.
The team had 12 men in the huddle, more than 3 seconds. 5-yard penalty.
That's 15 yards and 3 5-yard penalties. They had it 1st and 10 at the 20, and they have had 3 successive 5-yard penalties.
And this is just eating Craig up. You can see it in his face. I mean, he hasn't had the snap. He hasn't had an opportunity to make a play, and they've lost 15 yards. Now it's 2nd and 25 or thereabouts.
He may come back with a stick if it goes good. Tennessee's had 9 penalties. Auburn now has had 10. Out of the end zone, pressure's coming, passes away, caught. That's good to Hicks 4. And the Ford gets out to the 20-yard line where the whole shenanigans started in the first place. It was Leonard Little. Little had come from, he'd moved out of the middle and gone to a defensive end position, and he was blitzing. And he almost got Craig in the end zone. So we played 3. And we will be back after this message and the word from our ABC station.
Oh boy, this is my favorite scene. Ooh, scary. There she is. Get her, get her. Hey, keep it down. Excuse me, it's very difficult to enjoy a movie when you're talking and shushing at me.
All the characters from the new movie Anastasia are now at Burger King. One cool toy just $2.59 with any value meal purchase. Your kids can collect all 4.
This part always gets me. Oh.
Story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
Tuesday, their biggest case ever becomes a 90-minute NYPD Blue event. 9:30, 8:30 Central, ABC Tuesday.
Car and truck buyers, Mountain View Ford made a we bought so big, you'll save big on hundreds of used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utility. Yearly new 97 Taurus is totally equipped, $12,995. It's a power buy. 97 program Contours or Mercury Mystiques loaded only $10,995. Dozens of pre-owned Rangers starting from just $49,995. Or choose from 25 used Explorers as low as $7,995. Our power buy means you'll save big on hundreds of used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities.
Don't miss it today at Mountain View Ford.
What's the difference? Memorial's commitment to my family's total well-being.
And confidence that the most advanced medical technology is there for me.
There's comfort knowing I'll be treated with compassion and dignity. And there's
a proven low-cost leader, which helps me and my business.
And Memorial's dedication to the healing ministry of Christ.
Insist on Memorial. There is a difference.
Get the Legal Edge, Monday at 5 on News Channel 9.
29-23, Auburn leads Tennessee. We've got 15 minutes to play. Unless, of course, we're tied.
Auburn has failed on their last 9 third down conversion attempts.
3rd and 10 for Damian Craig out of the shotgun. Halftime. Now throw. 2 players, a teammate run together, and they wave it off, and I think one of them is hurt. All the scrambling, Beasley and McLeod ran together. The ball was thrown, but Beasley is the man hurt trying to make the catch as he ran into his own teammate.
Well, he's just keeping this alive. There is nobody open. He gets some pressure from Little right there. Now he throws. He's going to throw it all the way back across the field. All the way back. And there were 2 guys there, and Beasley hurts his knee right there.
Beasley made the catch, and then he ran into McLeod and hurt himself. Goodson. Maybe Goodson was the one involved. 83? Oh, okay. Goodson. So I'm telling you what, you're to write a book. Paul Grisham.
So John. Look at the total yardage. Tennessee with 360. But look at Auburn getting all of theirs through the air, and that's not uncommon. We mentioned early on that Damian Craig was responsible for nearly 80% of the offense.
Auburn to punt now. Holmes is in. In the 3rd quarter, Auburn ran 9 plays, has scored 9 points. Punt is out, didn't get it. Tennessee's going to get good field position out of this. Ball's going to roll inside the 45 and dead at the 43. 37-yard punt. Only 14:29 to play, and Auburn leads by 6. Damian Craig has put on quite a show tonight.
Well, we highlighted the 2 quarterbacks at the top of the telecast. Peyton is 22 of 37, 287, 3 touches and 2 interceptions, and Damian has 2 touchdowns and 234 yards, and he has no running game to help him.
Ball thrown out here on a quick screen to Marcus Nash. Gets a little help on a block and moves it right about the midfield. That's where they'll put it. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. Dorsey. He's been in and out.
Is he in or out?
Yeah, he keeps making plays. Down at nose tackle. This is Jamal Lewis. He's had a good long time to rest since he last carried the ball, and he runs for a 1st down at the Auburn 41-yard line. I think everybody has got to be getting a little weary now because this has been a wild one. I'll tell you what. You can package him up and I'll buy it.
Oh, boy. You know, the competitiveness, the athleticism, the drive, the desire.
1st down on the 41 for the Volunteers. They trail by 6, remember. A touchdown and a point puts them ahead. Jeff Dunlap covers the ball. Manning turned and handed it to the running back, Jamal Lewis, and it popped right out.
That's the 6th turnover for the Volunteers here this evening. 6. You've got a 4th-year senior quarterback and a true freshman running back. I don't know if they checked off, but you got to believe that Jamal Lewis went the wrong way.
So it's a break for the Tigers. Their ball, 42-yard line. Craig back looking, going deep down the middle. Double coverage on Bailey. Cannot get to the ball.
no running game, Keith, I like the call a heck of a lot.
Wayne Goodrich, Tennessee cornerback, is hurt and down on the field. He was one of the two covering on that play. The other being Corey Gaines. But it's Goodrich who's hurt, and you've got timeout at 13-11.
Where's your father? You don't want to know. Here he comes.
Whoa! Whoa!
Watch out, Dad! Yeah. There we go.
Introducing Chevy Venture, the only minivan that offers a remote-controlled door. Pretty convenient, huh?
Whoa, Dad.
What? The all-new Chevy Venture is here.
Let's go. Good idea.
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, flip over.
Come on! Oh, sorry. Oh, no! That's battery!
No matter what my customers drive, they depend on AC Delco batteries. They last up to 30% longer.
I'm sure they do. Just give me the generic equipment, okay?
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
Before planning your next getaway, call Thrifty Car Rental at 1-800-4CARS. We're right in your neighborhood with great rates on great cars. For a limited time, rent a compact car for only $29.95 a day. But at that price, they're going fast. So call Thrifty now at 1-800-4CARS or your professional travel agent. It's quick, it's easy, and best of all, it's thrifty.
Wednesday, Drew finally gets that big promotion.
Here's your key to the company gym. You can use it for a paperweight or something.
Plus, Ellen, ABC Wednesday.
Best seat in the house tonight is inside. Yes, inside by the heater in Bud 1 Airship, the aerial ambassador for the King of Beer. Inviting those pictures.
Ah, yes.
Second down and 10 now for Auburn. We are in the fourth quarter with 13-11 to play. Craig, pressure. They got him back at the 35. Jonathan Brown. Number 91, Jonathan Brown, is a senior out of Tulsa. And he's loaded.
That's his second sack of this evening, giving him 14 on the year. Tennessee has done very well sacking quarterbacks this year. In fact, they've sacked more quarterbacks this year than any year in Volunteer history.
He had protection for a moment.
Yes.
Then
Brown's going to get him from behind right there. He's lucky he didn't fumble that football.
Right.
Craig did a nice job of holding on.
Setting up a screen. Marquise Cooper. And the Volunteers knock it down and handle it. And that's going to bring up fourth down. So they'll have to punt it away.
So another turnover for Auburn's defense, and nothing comes out of it.
Yep. One of the stories of the game has been mistakes, obviously, but Tennessee has made the bulk of them. But actually, the Volunteers were +8 in their takeaways this year. Not tonight. Oh, boy. Holmes got this one. Got it to turn over all the way back to the 11-yard line for Terry Fair. And he runs it back. Another good return for Fair. He got it back outside to the 26-yard line before Brent Turner brought him down.
Where are the new weapons? The world's most influential man has created a lie that could destroy 2 nations. Unless someone
Bond
kills the story.
James Bond.
Agent James Bond found dead.
I never believe what I read in the press anyway.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 19th.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. ASC certified master mechanics. And the #1 brand of motor oil they use in their own cars is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the guys who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. People who know use Valvoline. Also from Valvoline, Direct Antifreeze. Extreme protection for today's engines.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in the Chevy S10. It's one of a kind, just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. This ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Marriott Hotels, Resorts, and Suites. We believe when you're comfortable, you can do anything. First down for Tennessee at their own 27-yard line. Trailing 29-23. Manning rolls out. Gets his pass away, and it is thrown low and incomplete for Marcus Nash.
Take a look at the mistakes for Tennessee. 4 lost fumbles, 2 interceptions. They've dropped 5 balls. Auburn has gotten 14 points off those turnovers, and they blocked a PAT and returned that for 2 points. So Auburn, if you look at it the other side, Auburn has been a very opportunistic defense. They've knocked the ball loose. They've gotten 16 points other than what their offense has.
2nd and 10. Quick throw, pass complete. First down the sideline. It's Nash, and he is gone. Doing things after they catch the ball. That play goes 73 yards, and it is the longest pass play of the season. And it ties the score. Jeff Hall here to give Tennessee the first lead in pass and the first possession of the ball game. Tennessee 30, Auburn 29.
Good protection. 2 missed tackles. First by Bray, number 4, and then by Payton. It's a tough start of the day for Nash, number 12. He dropped a couple of balls, fumbles. But play long enough. You give these receivers enough opportunities. Terry Bowden told us early on he was concerned about his corners against their wide receivers.
Here's the kickoff by Hall. It's returnable for Cooper from the 6. Look at this. And they knock him out of bounds. At the 48-yard line, Jeff Hall, the kicker, did it. So Marquise Cooper got a groove and used it.
Special teams. This thing's going to open up right up the middle. Nice job of blocking by the Tigers. They're just going to run him out of bounds. This is great field position. I started to say the best that Auburn's had all day, but I don't think so.
48-yard line for the Auburn Tigers, and Damian Craig has taken timeout. And he's walking slowly toward the sideline for some serious conversation.
The new Chevy Blazer with driver control system. A little security in an insecure world.
Today, Anastasia, it's got everything. I'd call it an adventure comedy. More like a comedy adventure.
All right. At Burger King, get your kids 4 cool toys from the new hit movie Anastasia for just $2.59 each when you buy any value meal.
Great performance. Love her.
Remember.
Hated him.
Anastasia, Bartok, Puka, and the Runaway Train. Collect all 4.
Like I said, a real adventure comedy. Comedy adventure.
This can only end in tears.
Everybody's critic.
Anastasia toys at Burger King.
In a perfect world, your cooking would taste more like your mom's. In the real world, Diet Dr. Pepper does taste more like regular Dr. Pepper. It's the taste you've been looking for.
The Panasonic Razor. Shave wet or shave dry. Your choice. Your shave. Rinse clean. Work hard. Play hard. Shave your way. Panasonic.
30-29, Tennessee getting the lead. The record crowd tonight is 74,896. It's a new Georgia Dome sports event record. The old SEC mark was 74,751, and the house is split 50-50.
Over here, you got UT. Over here, you got AUB.
I got a feeling there's more UT though. I think they crept in over on the other side of the house. I see a lot of orange. First down, the ball at the 48-yard line of Tennessee. And there are 8 balls up and coming. Craig passes away, and there's a penalty flag. Ball is caught by Goodson. He's punished. But you're going to get another illegal. Oh, man, we've had that call. I'm sick of it. All night long we've had it.
Craig is sick of it too, Keith.
Wow.
You know, both quarterbacks have had frustrating evenings. Craig has had to deal with all these silly penalties, and Manning has had to deal with all the drops and all the turnovers, and only one of them, really none of them were his fault. The 2 interceptions shouldn't have been interceptions.
It's a good thing Damian's graduating. He might come give them all hearing aids for Christmas. Pass thrown perfectly completed, but it's short of the original line of scrimmage to Eric Lowe. He's still looking at about 11 yards on second down.
Bob and Keith, Tyrone Goodson, when he walked over to the sideline, held that left arm very close to his body. Remember, he hurt himself a second-degree sprain in the left shoulder. It's painful for him, but it's apparently is healed. But he took a shot on it, and he did not look real good walking to the sideline. Keith?
Bailey comes over here as the wideout. Second and 11. Out of the shotgun, trying to give Craig some time. Little's after him. Pass is thrown. Terry Fair hit him and the ball came out. Damian Craig may not go home on the same bus. He may want to drive by himself.
Well, that's the first turnover of the night. Fair does a nice job. That's just good football right there. While you're tackling him, why not try to knock the ball loose?
So it's first down Tennessee at their own 40. They lead 30 to 29. 10 minutes to play in the game. Jamal Lewis runs it up the middle and picks up 5. Outstanding college football players and coaches will be honored at the Home Depot College Football Awards, ESPN Home Depot. The awards will include outstanding player in college football, interior lineman, national quarterback, academics, athletics, kicker, coach, all involved on the ESPN Home Depot Awards for college football. And it's to midfield and close to a first down.
Jamal Lewis should be up near 100 yards. It's probably over 90 right now.
Dunlap is down for the second time in the ball game. Jeff Dunlap. Time remaining now is with Tennessee leading by 1. If they stick it in the end zone, then look out.
Well,
time will be very, very precious.
The thing that Auburn needs is another turnover. Their offense has not been productive. In the second half, they've had the ball 5 times, and they've not done anything with it except the one time they got it on their own 19-yard line. They took one play and scored. So not productive, but they've got a great field goal kicker, and they're only down by 1 point. If they can get the ball and get into field goal range, they'd feel pretty good about it.
Peyton Manning, 24 of 40, 367 yards. His 11,195 career passing yards makes him the SEC's all-time pass leader. He has now moved past Eric Zier of Georgia. But his team is sitting on a very fragile 1-point lead with 9:14 to play in one of the most unpredictable football games that we've run across this season.
This is the 8th time this year that Manning has thrown for over 300 yards. And it's been a frustrating night for him. You know what? He's shown a lot of character, Keith, a lot of poise, because things have not gone well for him. They've dropped balls. They've tipped them. Everything has happened. Balls that should have been touchdowns were not caught. Both quarterbacks had very frustrating evenings here this evening, but one of them is going to come out with a championship.
Right now, Bobby Bowden's emotions have run up and down, because if Tennessee were to lose in this ball game, as Dunlap is up and leaving the field, then Florida State would probably be on their way to play Nebraska in the Orange Bowl, I suppose. Auburn going to a bowl, obviously, but right now Tennessee may be sitting, getting close to the catbird seat anyhow, leading by 1 and owning the football first down at midfield. And Auburn's defensive legions diminishing steadily for fatigue and injury. This is Lewis, and he runs for a couple of yards. He runs into Shannon Sutton, who makes the tackle.
Damien Craig on the sideline just wondering how we can get some offense going. They only have 1 first down in the second half, does the Auburn offense. .249 yards, and that's all of the offense. They have no offense running the football.
2nd and 8. Manning runs out of bounds. He picks up about 7 yards. He's running toward his own sideline, so he was fairly comfortable doing that. When he went out of bounds, the clock stopped at 8:12 to play. Manning is one of the three finalists, along with Caden McNown and Washington State's Ryan Leaf, McNown of UCLA, and the Davey O'Brien Quarterback Award in Battle League. We're getting down to the final moment, which all of the awards for the various positions will be passed out on the ESPN Home Depot Awards program. Manning goes the other way this time, gets his pass off. It's off the hands of Copeland, and it is incomplete. He gets a lot of snap on that ball with that little clicking motion.
Yeah, he does,
throws it that way.
and he gets it there quickly. You know, he's got a quick release. He's a student of the game. He studies it a lot.
But they've got to punt it away on 4th down now, leading by 1 point.
He kind of short-armed that. He just kind of shoved it through there. It was a little high.
This will be the first punt of this half for Tennessee.
They had a block punt yet?
Not yet. Chris Holt. That's a good kick. Forces Cooper into a fair catch call at the 11-yard line. He hit it straight up. And once again, the Tennessee punters figure in it the kicking game. It's important. Terry Bowden had an interesting little story about a telephone call from his dad. And this was what his dad offered him in the way of advice before this game.
He said, get your kicking game set up. The championship game, it'll all go back to the very first season. It'll go back to the kicking game. And you tend to neglect it. You say, we've been kicking all year. But you watch. It'll be a field goal, a block extra point, a mishandled punter field goal. And when the guy that's been coaching since 55 calls and says, hey, forget all the fancy stuff. Make sure your kicking game is sewed up. It was a worthwhile call.
Pass is deflected by Jonathan Brown, who reached up and slapped it aside. And we've had the two bad punts, one on each side. We've had the blocked extra point.
Yes, we have. And we've had several long returns on the punting game and on kickoff.
And you've still got two strong-legged kickers out there who are three-pointers that still decide this ball.
We're a one-point game right now. 8 minutes to go. Jonathan Brown having a nice game. He had a couple sacks, batted that ball down.
2nd and 10 for Craig. He's got some green in front of him, and he's got a first down. Goes to the marker and passes.
Yeah, his ankle's all right.
Al Wilson, who's also playing on a sore ankle, linebacker for Tennessee, was the man pursuing him.
Take a look from behind the quarterback. Nobody's open, and he gets a little bit jumpy, wants to take off. All of the offense for the Auburn Tigers tonight has been generated by Damian Craig.
From the 23. Craig dumps it off to his tight end, Kevin McLeod, who's a former fullback, and McLeod rumbles along for a first down out to about the 36-yard line. Leonard Little was in Craig's hip pocket.
Only the second first down in the second half for Auburn.
Leonard Little is blazing fast. He comes in at about 247 pounds. When the heavy breathing gets in the neighborhood and the ground starts shaking, it's time to get rid of that football. 36-yard line. Blitz. Passes away down the middle. Bailey. That's a very good defensive play by Terry Fair. He just simply took his arm and stripped him.
That's a good point you make, Keith. You know, one thing that we have not seen a lot of tonight is pass interference. I don't think we've seen one, and I don't think there should have been one.
This is a very good play right here.
Seen a lot of illegal procedures at the offensive line, but good defensive play.
2nd and 10. Too high. intended for Bailey, and he couldn't go quite that high. Karsten was only 6 feet high. College basketball and golf tomorrow, live at 1:30 Eastern on ABC Sports. Kansas Jayhawks and the Maryland Terrapins, season premiere of Payne Weber College basketball. Then at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 1 Pacific. The stars of the PGA and LPGA tours teaming up for the final round of the J.C. Penney Classic. It's 3rd and 10. Bailey can't do it. Got a hand on it, but couldn't control it.
Looks to me like he could have caught that, could he?
I don't know. Didn't.
Bailey on fair.
Seen a lot of that tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
4th down, and Holmes is in for his 9th punt. Copeland's back waiting for this one. Jermaine Copeland, number 6. A wide receiver with good speed, and once again, there's a Tennessee return. 39-yard punt, 14-yard return.
Hope my car gets fixed today. And my sink. And my furnace. And my lawnmower. What? You idiot. You're gonna get us caught.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down,
Eddie!
make it a Bud Light.
In a perfect world, golf balls would taste more like gumballs. In the real world, Diet Dr. Pepper does taste more like regular Dr. Pepper. It's the taste you've been looking for.
Husky, the toughest naming tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
Isn't that a pretty sight? For how many miles? 50? 90. 90,000 miles. Dude, that's just getting broke in for Chevy. Is that a scratch? Scratches give character.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Women like character.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Whew, what'd you step in?
Look at this. This is the USA Today ESPN Coaches Poll. And look how close Tennessee and Florida State are in the poll.
Florida State is 3 points behind Tennessee.
Florida State season's over. Nebraska's a lock for second. They made their statement earlier today.
And the other poll, the media poll, Tennessee is 40 points ahead of Florida State.
Meaning the next vote, something might happen. There's a pass deep downfield intended for Copeland, and that is a very good play by Martavius Houston. He got just enough of it to keep the ball away from the receiver.
What it means, Keith, is if they're split, if Florida State moves past them in the coaches poll but not in the media poll, then it's up to the Orange Bowl committee, if Tennessee goes ahead and wins this ball game, to pick who they want. They pick Tennessee or they can pick Florida State.
Seems to the storyline on things these days seems to be who brings the most people. 2nd down and 10. This is Jamal Lewis. And he's taken down just about the line of scrimmage. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Chevy awarding over $6.5 million across 27 years to the scholarship funds of our colleges and universities. I don't even think I'm going to read the paper going home tomorrow. I'm just going to wait till I get home and wait till Monday. Then I can find out for sure who's going
If you
where.
wait long enough, everything will just fall into place. You don't have to worry yourself about a thing.
Go play golf and forget it.
There you go.
Or go fill sandbags in the case of going to California. 3rd down and 10. This is Lewis again. And he's up to the 45-yard line. So it'll be... It'll be 4th down and a good 4-5 yards to go. So Tennessee's going to have to punt it again. This will be the 5th punt of the night for Chris Hogue.
Tennessee playing it very close to the vest. They're up by 1 point, but more importantly than that, Auburn offensively has not done anything in the second half.
5 minutes, roughly. 5 and 5:05 to play.
Special teams.
Hogue's kicks, one upfield. No fair catch by Cooper, and he gets some return on it. Gets it back to about the 29-yard line, and there, Mr. Craig and company comes on. Tuesday night, the 90-minute NYPD Blue. You don't want to miss the most frustrating case ever. NYPD at a special time, 9:30, 8:30 Central, after Grace Under Fire, Soul Man, and Home Improvement. Tuesday on ABC.
Yeah, I have to catch up with my NYPD Blue. They left me hanging a couple weeks ago. My man Sipowicz, I got to find out what's going on.
From the 29, 1st down. This is McLeod, and he stopped. He did not catch it. Ball bounced as he reached down for it. Oh, my goodness.
So it's a one-legged offense is what it is. We have no running game. And all we have is Damian Craig and his arm and his leg.
And his head.
And his head and his competitiveness and his heart. You got that right.
Second and 10. Look at that. Look at that. Leonard Little is the man that hit him, and they're going to flag him for intentional grounding the ball. As he was going down, he tried to throw the ball upfield, but in the judgment of Al Ford, the referee, it was too late, and they call him for grounding.
Intentional grounding against the offense, 5 yards from the spot of the pass, flush off the down. 3rd down. There he is, working around. Leonard Little right there, number 1, is going to come around and finally get him. Damian just doesn't want to give up on this, and he doesn't want to take the sack. Just trying to complete it there at the very end. His knee was really down, Keith, before the ball came out.
Yes, it was.
That could have been called down.
I thought so, but all continuing motion. 3rd down now. Gotta hurry. Oh, we got him. It's Little again. Leonard Little.
The one-man gang can't do it all by himself.
Nope. He's tired now. It'll be the 10th punt of the night for Jared Holmes. As he comes on the field, you see Little disposing of that last play. It's Terry Fair waiting at midfield. Back to the 40. 38-yard punt, 11-yard return. Remaining 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
Leonard Little's up there with some pretty good guys. Reggie White is the all-time sack leader at Tennessee. Little's got 27 and Jonathan Brown 25. Both those guys, Little and Brown, obviously on this team, they really get after the quarterback. And this one's not an easy one to get. They got him 4 times today.
They'll call this the 39-yard line, give it to Jamal Lewis. He runs into the sack for 2 yards. Time now becoming precious. The lead, however, is still only 1 point. So all you need is a small miracle. Get Auburn down the field and call Jarrett home. That's what they did against Alabama.
This could be a win for Tennessee, but maybe a loss because they didn't win big enough or good enough.
We'll see.
Because if Tennessee is ranked third in one poll and Florida State is ranked third in another poll.
Quick pass over to Nash. That play worked for a touchdown a little while ago, the one that put Tennessee in the lead at 30.
If the Orange Bowl has a right to invite either third team that they want to play Nebraska, and if Michigan should stumble in the Rose Bowl, then the Orange Bowl on January 2nd would have Nebraska versus either Florida State or Tennessee here for the winner, for the championship.
Jamal Lewis, incidentally, has 27 carries and 103 yards tonight. It is third down and 2. This could be the play right here that determines the outcome. They give it to Lewis. And Patillo spikes. Hits him right at the 30. How much of a surge was there?
You got to go for it on 4th down anyway, Keith.
I would think so. Obviously you do. He's well beyond...
You're not going to kick a field goal.
Not going to try a field goal here. The ball is right on the 30. And Auburn calls a timeout, so they are definitely almost a full yard short of the first down. And the Tigers want time to have a drink of water and take a deep breath and hunker down desperately. The context and how they portray this game for the future will be interesting to see how it continues. Will it be called one of the great, wildly exciting games, or will it be called a game of mistakes that eventually fell to one side or the other?
Well, I'm sure those who forget how it got to where it is right now will say, geez, it must have been a great game.
Yep.
30-29, that was a great game.
Well, sort of. But exciting, no question about that.
Well, Peyton said all he wanted to get was a SEC championship trophy, Keith.
Yep. But the thing that I wonder about is how many times have I seen a team win a football game with 6 turnovers?
Yeah, that's exactly right. All the stuff they had to overcome.
Yep. It's 4th and 1, and they go quarterback sneak. And the mark is all important. I'm not even going to try to guess under that melee. Auburn is saying it's our ball. Tennessee is saying it's our ball. Al Ford ain't saying nothing. He has now an old friend over there on the sideline called Shane, and it's coming in.
Terry says it's going to be that much. One way or the other, it's going to be that much.
Close. They may not have it. Yes, they do. By half the ball. Oh, they got 4 more snaps, and it's 2:01 to play, and Auburn has only 1 timeout remaining. Damian Craig walking away. I'll tell you one thing. That young man spent everything he brought. He has my admiration.
Mine too. How about Peyton? You think? What do you think about all this Heisman business?
I refuse to discuss it.
We haven't talked about this all year long, Hoss. We haven't talked about this all year long.
Oh, I think the performance tonight, what few ballots might remain out, some people would say, well, yeah, you know, if they were waffling on it, it might influence them.
I think this, yeah, go ahead.
But your points were well taken tonight. He's done what he was supposed to do. But he can't throw it and catch it both.
That's right. It's been a very frustrating night. It's been a very tough night. Character-wise, I think, bringing his team back. I mean, I'm all for giving that trophy sometime, somewhere, someday to a defensive player, because I don't think it should be an offensive player.
Then I will get into your conversation.
Yes, I know. I know you will, because I know who you voted for. But I think if this young man right here goes through 4 years of school, being the model citizen that he has been, coming back when he could have gone and taken the money, graduating in 3 years and doing everything right, if we look back and say he didn't get that award, I think something's wrong. And I'm all for Charles Woodson. I'm all for defensive players, but I'm more for this guy than I am for anybody else.
Well, I hope your mailman remembers to go to your house and not mine. Over the right side, and it's about 3 yards short of the first down.
How do you feel about it? I know how you feel. Let me hear you.
Swanee, how do you feel?
No. Come on now.
Well, let me tell you, if I had it my way, the balloting would have been done at the end of November. Not every school has an opportunity to play for a championship game at the end of the year.
I agree.
In terms of my vote, I would not take the SEC championship and punish Peyton Manning if he played a bad game here tonight, or reward him if he played a good game.
Yeah,
he gets an extra opportunity that other people don't have.
I think Charles Woodson had a great year. I mean, I think he was super. And I know
here's Jamal Lewis. He's down to the 5-yard line. So with 38 seconds to play, that ought to do it.
Come on, tell us who you went with.
Nobody's business. Well, you got it.
I'll tell him who you went for.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that Peyton Manning got what he came for. He got what he stayed the 4th year for. He got his first SEC championship. The one thing that he didn't get, and the one thing that Leonard didn't get, they didn't beat Florida. The clock is rolling now. Auburn can't stop the clock with a timeout. The party's on for the Tennessee Volunteers as they defeat a game courageous Auburn football team by a score of 30-29. For both teams, their first SEC championship game, and they provided some excitement.
How many times do you turn the ball over 6 times and still come out a winner?
I've never heard of it, especially in a championship game. Yourself, you'll be hearing the Rocky Top all night long. Here's Lynn Swan.
Thank you very much, Keith. Peyton, you stayed for an SEC championship. You deserve the moment to tell us how you feel.
Oh, I can't describe it. It's unbelievable. We worked so hard to get here. We got here. We kept it close all night, but we kept believing and kept the faith. And we won the SEC tonight, man.
There were a lot of mistakes in the first half. I saw you standing in the hallway for the second half. Very pensive, very quiet. 10 points down. What was going through your mind?
Well, we had to keep our poise. We were stopping ourselves. Auburn really didn't stop us all night. We had to take care of the football, quit putting it on the ground, and finally make some plays. In the second half, we did that, and our defense came up really big.
When you came out in that first half and you saw 11 guys lined up in the line of scrimmage, you're looking for somebody, you say to yourself, this is going to be a long night, something's a little different here?
Well, we knew they were going to go to the pressure package, and they brought a lot of guys, and they're going to make some plays, so they're going to give up some plays also. They have a big one to Pierce and a big one to Marcus, and we made the plays and got some points.
Everybody happy that Tennessee, you won the SEC championship, you honored your commitment to Tennessee, you got your degree, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Larry. It's just a great feeling. I love Tennessee, and SEC champs. It sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
What's up, Cub? What's up, East?
Archie and Olivia will sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Peyton Manning for Tennessee, Damian Craig for Auburn. They have all kinds of numbers, but the important thing is they were truly the MVPs. Chevrolet continuing to donate money to the General Scholarship Funds of America's colleges and universities. Well, we hope you enjoyed it. Good night from Atlanta. Here's John Sundry.